You are looking live at the basketball court here at the beautiful New York Chiropractic College on a Saturday, the 28th of November, 2015, as FL1 Sports is proud to debut and to get underway a 25-game slate today. No less than 4 games being contested on this court. Coming up in about 5 minutes, the Southern Cayuga Chiefs will take on the South Seneca Falcons. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Harold Weber at the broadcast booth, joined by my two good pals and great commentators. To my left, Mike Alessio. Along to my right, Matt Verkey. Mike, good to have you back. And you, of course, had a chance to talk to Dan Len about the South Seneca Falcons, who will be taking on the Chiefs. Give us a quick overview.
Yeah, I got a chance to talk to Coach Len. He's in his 23rd year at South Seneca, 14 as the head coach. And I also got a chance to see him at a Mynderse scrimmage this year. So I think the thing Danny is most excited about is he's got a semi-full roster. He's got 10 kids this year, and he only had 8 last year. And I think he'll be excited about that because it really hindered what they could do last year as far as tempo and pressure without wearing the kids down. So they'll be headed by Lincoln Lowe and Devin Rogers. They've been playing pretty well. And I think he'll just be building on. They close out the year, although only a 7-win year last year. 5 of those wins came at the end of the year, 5 out of 9 wins, and they had a couple good showings in their last 2 games against an undefeated Naples team, and they got knocked off in the sectionals by Geneseo, who ended up going to the finals, but they were in the game pretty much the whole game. So I think Danny's looking forward to it. A young team, only 2 seniors, so we'll see what they can do. They lost a couple of guys in Eric Dresser and Andy John Drew, so those will be some key players to replace.
Okay, and of course, Matt Verkey needs no introduction as a commentator, voted Player of the Year at 1992 for small schools in the state of New York. Matt, good to have you back alongside, and I know you're looking forward, like I am, and along as Mike, a great basketball season. South Seneca takes on the Southern Cayuga Chiefs. We don't know a lot about that team. However, they're in here to try to post a W early on.
Yeah, Southern Cayuga, they play in the IAC North Small Schools League. Obviously, we don't see a lot of them as we, exclusively cover Section 5. But, we saw him here last year. They had a big guy, Justin Snyder, who has moved on. He's playing at RIT. So that's going to be a huge loss for this team. They also got a few kids who are out with some injuries this year. So, they're going to have to overcome that as well. But, just watch them warm up here. They seem pretty athletic. I heard they like to shoot the ball from the three-point line. So I think we're going to have a pretty even game here tonight. I see this game as being low scoring. As far as South Seneca, they really need to take care of the ball. They lost their point guard in John Drew, so they're kind of looking for a replacement there where they're going to ask Bachman Lowe to kind of step in and do a whole lot of things there as far as taking care of the ball. But, last year this is the team, Southern Cayuga, that beat the #1 seed in sectionals. In the quarterfinals, they got knocked, ended up losing the next game in the semis. But, capable team, well coached, and look for a great game here tonight.
And, Mike, you playing a lot of basketball along with Matt, have been there, done that, as you know. Certainly the kids come into the college, get an opportunity on a much smaller scale as Madison Square Garden, New York City. But for high school kids, to debut here to play basketball has got to be quite a thrill.
Yeah, it is. I played on a team that was a tournament here for the first time when the chiropractic college was first built. So it is exciting. Rhett Ciccone does an awesome job making the kids feel special. They've got their names on their lockers, so they do a great job here.
And Matt, you of course have played a lot of basketball. These kids, their eyes get bigger when they come to a facility like this to start it off.
Sure, it's a nice tip-off tournament. We're here covering the game, and I know that always gets them a little pumped up that, family from across the world really can watch them play. So adds a little bit of excitement to it, and, a nice atmosphere tonight. And, like Mike was saying, Rhett Ciccone does a great job of making these guys feel like it's kind of a big-time basketball thing with the locker room set up the way they are. And it's a great way to start the season for all these clubs.
And by the way, we had three games last year. They elevated to 4 this year. Who knows what's going to be next year, We might be looking at an increase. But Rhett does a great job of hosting this event. Again, this is FL1 Sports. We're glad that you joined us live here on FL1 TV. Certainly, this is just one of 4. A reminder, after this game, we're going to be moving into a game that I'm sort of anticipating watching. The North Rose-Wolcott Cougars against Geneva High Panthers. Matt, that should be a good one.
Yeah, that should be a great game. North Rose returns 4 starters from a great team they had last year. They end up losing in the semifinals of sectionals, but big things expected from North Rose. Geneva was down a little bit, and they're looking to rebound this year.
We're going to have the national anthem, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take this pause. We'll be back with you.
So many sights to see on the internet, but for everything local, there's one place you can get it. At FingerLakes1.com. Come on over to FingerLakes1.com. Make us your homepage. News, weather, sports, and fun. Log on to FingerLakes1.
Local news from over 40 sources, custom local weather, over 10 hours of live broadcasts and podcasts every week on your computer, tablet, television, or smartphone. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
www.fingerlakes1.com. Come on and join the fun. Log on to FingerLakes1.
www.fingerlakes1.com. Guidance and partnership through every step of the journey. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Good luck to all of our student athletes this high school sports season.
Big enough to have degree programs that will take me where I want to go. And small enough that I don't have to travel alone.
Big enough that I can take classes from anywhere. And small enough to get the support I need to succeed.
Big enough that there's always something going on. And small enough that I'm never just a face in the crowd. Finger Lakes Community College.
We're back here at the New York Chiropractic College on a Saturday afternoon. Game 1 of 4 games today, pitting the Southern Cayuga Chiefs versus the South Seneca Falcons. Let's run down the starters for this afternoon's first game for the Southern Cayuga Chiefs. Starting for them will be Neil Wyman, Alexa Dylan Conklin, also Zachary Barretto, Sam Schneider, remember that name from a year ago, and Nick Leonard will be the starting 5 for Southern Cayuga. For Dan Lynn, South Seneca Falcons, the likes of Brett Robinson will get the start. Lincoln Bachman-Lowe, an outstanding player, along with Marshall Warden, Devin Rogers, and Cullen Morella, the big guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get playing some basketball. As we welcome you, the tip is controlled by the Chiefs, driving in, laying it up. No, too strong off the back rim, and it's a missed shot, and here come the Falcons.
The Chiefs coming out in a man-to-man.
Yep. Down low, South Seneca shoots it up, no, and a foul. South Seneca attempting the shot by Morella, the big guy, and we have a personal foul. He'll go to the line for a couple.
Southern Cayuga did a nice job off that tip. They had a set play set up. They won the tip and got a layup, and they just weren't able to convert it.
Morella trying to put the first point on the board for 2015-16 and did not make it. He'll have another one. Morella eyes the bucket, shot is swish. So the Falcons draw first blood with a 1-0 lead just away from the college here in Seneca Falls. Conklin way out top of the circle. Conklin drives, Conklin throws it up and hits it off the glass.
Nice
and
drive. South Seneca also out in a man-to-man, and Coach Lentz said that's probably will be their MO through most of the years, man-to-man.
Morella comes out post high, drives down left of the lane, and another foul. So Morella picking up a couple of opposition fouls early.
Nice job by Morella getting this two possessions for South Seneca, and he got to the line 2 times now.
Yeah, that's a good percentage.
It looked like South Seneca might have been in a boxing one on Conklin on that last play. I couldn't really tell, but it looked like they had one guy guarding him. The rest of the team was in a zone.
Morella does not make the free throw. Decent crowd on hand. It's early, obviously. This is one of 4 games, so you'll see people coming in from other schools as time goes on. The shot is up and no. We have a violation in the lane, and it's wouldn't have counted anyway, so we got a 2-1 ball game in favor of the Southern Cayuga Chiefs. I'm Harold Weber, play-by-play with Matt Verkey and Mike Alessio joining us. We hope that you get comfortable and check us out during the whole day. The shot on a runner does not go by the Chiefs. Rebounded by Falcons.
Nice crossover.
Stopping, popping, and not scoring.
Nice crossover by Lincoln Lowe.
Yeah, Lowe had a nice
finish
move.
on it.
Shot is pass is almost thrown away. Saved by the Chiefs.
They got away with a travel there, I think.
Conklin back, long shot from outside, goes in and comes back out. And that was Barretto. Low on a drive, Low throws it up and in off the glass. Nice play by Lincoln Bachman Lowe.
South Seneca straight man-to-man here.
Seesaw game, 3-2, South Seneca. Pass down low. Shot from way outside, swish. Conklin on the swisheroo.
Looks like Conklin's their go-to guy early on here.
Here's Lowe. Speaking of go-to guys, throws it up and hits it. So Bachman Lowe rams home a 3-footer right inside.
Good start for both teams. They're showing good ball movement.
Shot from the corner is good. So all of a sudden, the likes of Wyman ran that one home from about 14 feet. And we're playing 8-5 in favor of Southern Cayuga. Lowe coming down, throws it up and hits it.
Real nice shot.
Wow, Lincoln Bachman Lowe, the last 3 down, has been nothing but net.
Miscommunication by the Chiefs on a backdoor cut, it looked like.
5:15 remaining here in the first quarter from the college. Let's talk a little bit about great people that make this possible. Federal loans are not enough to cover the cost of your college education. The private student loan available through Generations Bank can be the answer to your funding needs. Learn more online at mygenbank.com or call 315-568-5855. Great sponsor of high school basketball here on Finger Lakes 1. Get your degree at Finger Lakes Community College. At FLCC, you'll get unique learning opportunities that can prepare you for a great career and give you real-world experience as you earn your degree. FLCC is now taking applications for spring semester. Visit www.flcc.edu to learn more. Great sponsors of high school sports, some 25-game schedule, very aggressive schedule for regular season. And, of course, we'll give you an opportunity to run down the rest of the 3 games after this one, and we'll talk about some upcoming games as time is available. 8-7, the Chiefs lead as Lowe has the basketball coming out of his backcourt.
Listening in to Coach Justin
Nice
Frisbee.
shot.
He wanted to switch the defense up and put a little quicker guy on Bachman Lowe to try to slow him down a little bit.
And Warren just made one for the Falcons, Matt, and it's 9-8 South Seneca.
I think that play in South Seneca was drawn up at the timeout. It was a real nice backdoor play.
The Chiefs working the basketball to our left. Brettel controlling it. Shot from way outside. Hits the back of the iron. Rebounded. South Seneca throwing it away.
Turnover.
Underneath the big guy from way outside. His shot is good. Shot by likes of Conklin again.
Second three. He's got 8 points early.
11-9. Down low, stepped on the end line. It'll go back to the Chiefs of Southern Cayuga.
Good aggressive move there by Warden. Just stepped on the line. Coach Lent wanted a hand check. Not going to get it, though.
Yeah.
I've been hearing that at some of the scrimmages where the coaches talking. It evidently is a point of emphasis this year on the hand check, that you might be seeing that called a little bit tighter this year in our broadcasts. I think the points of emphasis are the hand checks and then defense down low.
Whoa, the Chiefs are hotter than a Ponderosa steak. That shot from Barreto, swish. And all of a sudden, the Chiefs are opening up a 5-point lead.
Much more high-scoring game than I thought it would be. Both teams looking good offensively.
Exactly.
So far.
And we got a travel or no, a foul. Got him on the old arm, they said. So the foul will come against Conklin. It'll be a possession. So once again, we're happy to give you replays during the course of the action. So Jimmy and our broadcast team, of course, should point out that we have a cast of thousands here to do these games. Jeremy and Jason Hunt, of course, on their normal spots, doing an excellent job with camera work. And our producer, owner, director, Jim Sonacropi. Shot inside is not going to go. Back tap, rebounded by the Chiefs. Driving, shooting, scoring, counted foul. And the Chiefs are lighting up the NYCC on a bucket by Wyman.
Looks like they're going to want to push that ball up court, and that was a great pass down, good outlet pass right from the rebound.
As Matt pointed out, scoring has been amazing so far, considering that it's the first game and you would expect a little bit of jitters, but they're making a lot of shots.
Oh, yeah, they're shooting the ball well, especially in a bigger gym. It's not affecting them all. Southern Cayuga coming a little half-court trap here.
Yeah. And we have a foul in the backcourt.
I think Devin Rogers is going to need some help on that. He's not the guy they want bringing up the ball. Almost cost him a turnover. I'm not quite sure where Link Lowe was.
Yeah, he needs to handle the ball. South Seneca's got their kind of shaky handle on the ball. I would press them as well, and look for Southern Cayuga to do more of that throughout this game.
3:20 remaining in quarter number one here on Finger Lakes 1. I'm Harold Weber with Matt Verkey and Mike Alessio. Glad that you're joining us along the way. And a pass inside, layup, yes.
Nice look
layup.
underneath.
Nice layup by Rogers.
Somebody missed an assignment there.
Ball knocked away, stolen by the Falcons. Here they come, 1 against 2, and there will be a call on a foul.
I think they got Barreto on the reach.
Barreto on the foul. Yeah. They must think we're the scorer's table, and we're not quite that. Gentlemen checking in here, they've got to go a little further down. .255 remaining, 17-11. The Chiefs of Southern Cayuga out of Section 4, leading South Seneca early. Pass taken away by the Chiefs. We got a breakaway to the hoop. Lay it up and in. That is Conklin.
Conklin's got 10 early on.
Wow. Open shot by the Falcons. It hits the back of the iron, spills out. Conklin's doing everything but selling pizza. Coming out of the backcourt. Shot is going to be too long. Rebounded Chiefs, no. Chiefs retain possession. Conklin will have another shot. Yes.
He's hot.
Conklin. All of a sudden, the Chiefs go out to a 22-11 lead. I don't know about you, Matt or Mike. I didn't see this coming. Early on, they have looked outstanding, the Chiefs.
Yeah, South Seneca's got to realize that he's got 13 points now. They might want to get somebody near him. Nobody's been near him all night, it doesn't seem like.
Or switch to a zone, perhaps. You might see Coach Lent switch that.
Substitutions coming in. South Seneca. Christopher Mosier, along with Anthony Ruff coming in. Departing is
and Ruff's a freshman,
and
too,
also the likes of Robinson sitting down. Ball coming through the legs, and who's it going to be? It looks like it's the Chiefs. I believe some of the athletes coming in for game 2 as they arrive. You can always tell they got the headsets on, looking cool, man, dashing. Chiefs work the basketball, leading by 11. Pass down. This guy is on fire. Another one. And I don't blame Dan Lent. Somehow get a fire extinguisher and put out Conklin as he is on fire. How many's he got, Matt?
15 now, I believe.
15 points.
They missed a switch there. There was a miscommunication between.
Well, I was kind of watching when they came out. It didn't look like anybody wanted to guard them. A couple of subs that came in.
Yeah.
Mosier just kind of left them. Kids got 13 points and leave them wide open.
Yeah. Hey, folks, at Dobbins Drugs, they believe their customers are like one big family. Whether you need assistance getting over a winter's common cold or get a get well card, Dobbins is there to help you. Located in downtown Lyons for over 50 years and 3 generations. In all that time, the philosophy has never changed. Their customers come first. We want to thank Dobbins Drugs, along with all of our sponsors, for making these webcasts possible here on FL1 Sports. And, of course, Game 2, Geneva versus North Rose-Wolcott. That is a game that I am looking forward to seeing as well, as I'm sort of surprised with the outburst of talent that I've seen and scoring that I've seen early on, especially from Conklin. As Verk said, they're going to have to put some pressure on that young man. And here's a steal by the Chiefs coming the other way. Layup off the glass. All of a sudden, a 15-point lead by the Chiefs of Southern Cayuga. So now the Falcons have got to bear down, get some good shots. Lots of time. That's the beauty about basketball. Here's a shot, doesn't go. Rebounded by Southern Cayuga.
Yeah, Link Lowe's, he's going to need to get going again like he started, regain some confidence. This group here, you're a little less experienced. You have a freshman out there and number 21, Mosier. He's only been playing basketball a couple of years too, so I think they'll need to get the people they have on their bench rested up and get them back in here.
Shot from the corner is good by Wyman, and all of a sudden, 29-11.
Yeah, 6 threes made this quarter.
6 threes. And we have a foul. So the Falcons have come off their bus ice cold, except for a little bit of a spurt from Lowe. And other than that, the Chiefs have hit everything that they've looked at, Mike.
Yeah, well, you said they were a good shooting team. I don't remember them shooting this well last year, that's for sure.
I think South Seneca was up 7-6. It's quite a run going. It's a 23-5 run going on right now.
Here's Conklin. 13-second shot from the corner. Yes!
Everybody's hitting.
Everybody's hitting. That shot was by Larson, Mark Larson. Wow. Here's Lowe, 3-2, and it's going to be an air ball. Does it count? Yes.
Counts it.
Count it.
Rogers.
So the bucket at the buzzer, 31-13. The Southern Cayuga Chiefs take the lead. We'll come back with more high school basketball here from the college after this.
Guidance and partnership through every step of the journey. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Good luck to all of our student athletes this high school sports season.
Big enough to have degree programs that will take me where I want to go. And small enough that I don't have to travel alone.
Big enough that I can take classes from anywhere. And small enough to get the support I need to succeed.
Big enough that there's always something going on. And small enough that I'm never just a face in the crowd. Finger Lakes Community College.
We're back here at the college. 31-13 first quarter score. A bit of a surprise for all of us here at the broadcast table, as South Seneca now starts off quarter number 2. Down big early. Shot is up and no. Taken away by
Good
the
hustle
Chiefs.
by Lincoln Lowe.
Taken back by the Falcons. Taken back by the Chiefs. Who's got the basketball? The Chiefs have it. Pass thrown away, taken back by South Seneca. A little sloppy plays. We begin the second quarter of a 31-13 game with the Chiefs of Southern Cayuga leading by some 18.
Let's see if they can build on that last second shot at the end of the first quarter to gain some momentum back.
Shot is up and good by South Seneca's Lincoln Bachman Lowe again.
So they've had 2 possessions with some good shots. So you just got to take it one possession at a time.
The big guy lost control of it. Shot is up and good. Shot is up and good, and I've been saying that a lot about the Chiefs. That was Sam Schneider.
He's the 4th player for Southern Cayuga to hit a 3 in this game.
And he's a big man.
Yeah.
Low, bouncing it. South Seneca comes across the middle. Shot it straight ahead is going to be too strong. Back rim, saved by the Chiefs. They bring it the other way. Here comes Mr. Excitement. Shot is up and no. Shot is up, no. Rebounded by South Seneca. Got a layup opportunity, and he missed it. Young man for the Falcons,
Robinson.
Brett Robinson. This Conklin kid's got a lot of game.
Yeah, he's off to a hot start. What do you have, 15 points at the end of the quarter there.
South Seneca staying in a man-to-man, though. Going to stick with his game plan.
Shot from way outside, hits the front of the rim, rebounded by the Falcons.
I think that was Conklin's first miss of the game from the 3-point line.
Falcons working the basketball, down big early, but lots of time to go. Down 19 against the Chiefs. Shot from the corner is up and does not go. Falcon rebound, layup, doesn't go. Rebounded Falcons. Shot inside, blocked. Blocked again.
Conklin picked up a pair of quick blocks there.
As the Falcons
had a couple nice offensive rebounds by Van Ness there, and he's a sophomore. Coach Lund says he's expecting some big things from him this year.
Yeah, he's a big kid, doing a good job getting in there and getting some rebounds. Just got to finish.
Rogers out of the game, Warden into the game for South Seneca. No shot attempted that last time down the court.
Better job getting back on defense this time by
shot is
South
up,
Seneca.
Short, had a man open, did not find him. Chiefs get fouled, and it's going to be a foul, I believe, against Lowe. Lincoln Bachman Lowe on the call. .447 remaining second quarter in somewhat of a fast-moving game, a game that has seen the Chiefs of Southern Cayuga just get ignited with bombs from all over the court, and a court that they're not used to playing on. Here's another shot, and it will go. So that shot was made by the likes of Wyman. So once again, the Chiefs continue to just bury everything they look at. 36-15. South Seneca down big early. Bouncing to the baseline. Low dazzling through the middle and throws up a prayer,
nice
and it goes. Elgin Baylorish, if you're too young to remember his name. Nice shot. Dribbling, nice move, throws it up, doesn't go by the Chiefs. Rebounded by who? It'll go out of bounds, and
Chiefs ball, Southern Cayuga ball.
Chiefs basketball.
Bachman Lowe does a nice job. He makes some difficult shots. He's kind of unorthodox, but he does a good job hanging in the air and was able to make a difficult bank shot on the last trip.
Can jump pretty well.
Yeah, he's a good athlete,
Yeah.
good soccer player, good, good all-around athlete. He does a lot of different things for South Seneca. He rebounds. He usually guards the other team's best player. They ask him to do a lot.
Morella coming in the game for South Seneca. Van Ness sitting down for Dan Lent's team. The Chiefs control the basketball. They control the game at this point. 4 minutes left till halftime. Lost control of the basketball. Get it out left side. Drive it in. Shot open. Shot doesn't go. Tipped up. No. And who's got the basketball? We're going to have a whistle and a foul going the other way. Oh, Mike, it's kind of unique in the fact the Chiefs have come out here and displayed an amazing ability to hit shots on a court that they don't play at. You know, pretty amazing. They've been on fire, like Matt has pointed out.
It's not easy to come into a gym like this.
Exactly.
You know, a more open-air gym.
I love the coming over and tapping on Matt's table like Matt is in charge of the broadcast along with the officiating as well as the substitutions.
He always did it all.
He always
on
did
the
it
court
all.
or off the court.
I love it. So, Bachman Lowe, outstanding individual, senior for the Danlett squad. By the way, for South Seneca, fortunes are looking brighter, too. They only got 2 seniors this year. So that bodes well for them. Lowe made the first one, so they'll have some nice kids coming back with a good nucleus.
And they're really rotating their roster in and out, a lot of substitutions, and that'll pay off for them at the end of the year. These are young kids, and it's their first time out.
They're also, you know, they're recovering a couple years ago when they merged with Romulus.
Right.
You know, I think that kind of set the program back a little bit. You lost some kids who just didn't want to play for Romulus, and you know, it's tough to recover from that. It's going to take a few years. You know, they were able to bounce back last year in their second year and get 7 wins. You know, and looking to improve upon that this year.
Lowe made both free throws, driving in that kid Conklin, yes again, as he drove the baseline left side, laid it off the glass.
The cardinal rule, baseline.
Ah.
Don't let them baseline.
And really, I mean, South Seneca, you know, they got 19 points, but they've given up 38. You know, they need to play better defense.
Right. Here's almost a steal. Is a steal. Down court to the Chiefs. Oh, a layup missed by the Chiefs and a foul in the backcourt. That's too bad. The young man had a wide open shot, and of course the likes of Barreto ahead of the pack, and unfortunately for him, he didn't bring it home, but then of course the foul's committed.
You know, this is 2 trips in a row where Southern Cayuga commit the foul 90 feet from the basket, and South Seneca gets a chance to walk down here and shoot some foul shots and cut into the lead with the clock stopped. You know, you miss a layup, get back. You don't need to commit a foul and
bingo
have 2 faults.
Shot is in the air, and it does not go by Lowe. Rebounded by
Good
South
rebound.
Seneca layup. Nice play by the big guy. That is Morella.
You can feel Southern Cayuga has just cooled off a little bit. So even though the score is not really reflecting
a steal,
it,
and it's going to go off the foot of the Falcons. It'll still be the Chiefs.
although the score is not really reflecting it, you can just get the feeling that they're not on the verge of getting steamrolled anymore.
They've cut into a little bit. They're down 21, I believe, at one point. Got it down to 17 now.
17-point lead by the Chiefs of Southern Cayuga out of Section 4.
Good help defense.
Talking about baseline, doesn't go. Rebounded Falcons, Morella.
I thought that was a good call. Morella stood his ground, hands up, and Southern Cayuga player went into him.
Bouncing down low, shot up and in.
Great entry pass
nice
there.
shot by Morella.
That's a little too easy if I'm Southern Cayuga. You know, one pass and a layup.
Here's a bomb from way outside. No good. Rebounded, no, but a foul.
They've got to get better position underneath there. That's the second time they've got some inside position for that offensive rebound.
By the way, Matt Verkey and Mike Alessio will have a guest at halftime, and they'll give us some thoughts about the halftime that we have witnessed so far with 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining till the halftime break. Again, folks, Geneva, North Rose-Wolcott coming up after this one, after a little break. Then game 3, we'll have Zach Young and the Lyons taking on the Midlakes Screaming Eagles. And then game 4, the nightcap, Mynderse Academy takes on Clyde-Savannah Golden Eagles.
First time we see here a zone press.
Driving in, nice layoff, and the foul against the likes of Southern Cayuga, the foul against Nick Leonard. Morella, the big guy, will go back to the free throw line with an opportunity for a couple of shots. And Burke, it's a 15-point margin or 16-point margin. but a couple of things happening the last minute could bring it down.
Yeah, you know, South Seneca came out and they got the ball to Morella a few times early on. They ran a couple plays for him.
Right.
He got fouled, and then they kind of forgot about him. Now, the last couple times he's been able to get the ball inside, and this time he drew a foul. He converted a layup the last time. So, you know, I think he's a guy where they might be able to take advantage of his size inside.
Morella's shot is in the air and not go. Rebound, it's South Seneca. Nice play. Very nice play by the likes of Marshall Warden, who knocked in after timeout, Southern Cayuga. Hey, folks, Finger Lakes Partners, insurance for your life, home, auto, and future. Trust somebody who lives in your community. With offices in Geneva, Waterloo, and Victor, visit Finger Lakes Partners online at fingerlakesinsurance.com. And, oh, boy, I was there just yesterday. Penny's Place, what a legendary place. Penny's Place Family Restaurant, located on 5 and 20 in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. Well known for their large portions, I agree, and home-cooked meals. A large selection of breakfast items and everything from burgers, salad bar, and wraps for lunch. If you want a great meal while pinching a penny, come to Penny's Place. Another great sponsor of our coverage of high school basketball. Well, Mike, your gut feeling thus far? We got a minute 49 remaining. A very cold shooting South Seneca, very hot shooting Southern Cayuga. That's not a good recipe for the team that's on the low end right now.
You know, they're hot, so, you know, they're down. You're down by 14, but, you know, if Morella hits some foul shots, it's a lot closer game than it is. So I think it's not as overmatched as you might think it is. And I think as a coach and as a team, as a coach, you need to tell them, listen, they can't stay this hot all game long. So we'll just keep plugging away and holding our own, and they can be in this game at the end.
I think South Seneca looking to press a little bit here. Just don't want to see them give up an easy one. They've been playing pretty good man-to-man half court.
Zone
just don't
press.
want to give up an easy one.
The lead is 14. The Chiefs bounce it to the left side. Shot is in the air and swish.
Like that.
Wyman not banks at home, hits nothing but net, and all of a sudden it's 42-25.
Maybe they can stay hot like this all day. I don't know. Shows you what I know. As far as the press goes,
nice shot
drive
by the Falcons, drive it in for the score.
You know, they got what they wanted out of a press. If you want to force somebody to dribble like that and force a quick shot, sometimes that's what you're looking for, short of a steal. So
Warden with a nice shot. And he'll be at the free throw line trying to make a three-point play out of it.
I don't think South Seneca wants to keep this game up tempo though. I'd rather see them drop back.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm Southern Cayuga, I'd be looking to press more and get the game up tempo because I think they got better guards. But I think if I'm South Seneca, I'm just dropping back and playing good, solid man-to-man half court. But they're going to stay in the zone in the press here, and we'll see what happens.
In the man press now.
Coming out of the backcourt. The Chiefs, down low, layup. Missed the shot underneath. Rebounded by South Seneca. Got a chance to close it. Here's Lowe. Right side, shot in the air, going to be short. Rebounded by the Falcons and a foul. Hey, that scrapping kid Warden, it's twice now, Mike, that he's dug in and got the ball after a missed shot.
He's a strong kid, and that's a few offensive rebounds for a shorter team underneath. So I'm sure they'll be talking about that at halftime.
We have a temporary.
I think he's got a
cut on his finger. Got
cut
some
on the
blood
finger?
on his shorts.
Blood on his shorts, so we're going to have a timeout. And substitution coming in for Lowe, and that, of course.
That's the last thing they want to see on these are new South Seneca uniforms. You might not know.
Right.
I found out early on.
Okay.
So.
You get all the information on
I
this operation. Warden shot is up, and it will not go.
South Seneca right now has got to be feeling all right. They're, down 21. Southern Cayuga has just been on fire. A chance to cut it here down to 13.
Right.
If he can convert on this free throw.
Warden shot is up, and it will go. So the lead is 13. 1 minute remaining. Halftime. Matt Verkey and Mike Alessio will have a special guest at halftime, and they will talk about what we have unveiled here in the first half. Pass is thrown away, and there's a turnover. So, as Verk pointed out, you never give up, and with plenty of time remaining, 54 seconds, down 13, a bucket, and all of a sudden, Verk, you're close to the 10-point margin.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Conklin's out of the game right now for Southern Cayuga
I know.
either.
I was so surprised.
I think he's in
points.
foul trouble. That's a
Here's
freshman
steal,
mistake.
And here's a layup. Layup by the Chiefs as the Falcons had a chance to cut the deficit. Now they increased it with a shot by Wyman. Shot from way outside doesn't go. Short, rebounded by the Chiefs.
Probably not the one they're looking for.
Another turnover they can't be happy about. But you can see the difference in the South Seneca team when Lincoln Lowe's not out there.
Yep.
And here he comes back in to check in.
Yep.
Southern Cayuga
They
there.
just looked out of sync.
Southern Cayuga should have held for one shot. You know, they had the shot clock down, shot clock was off, and they threw it away to nobody. They got to be smart enough to pull that out and get the last shot of the half.
By the way, we got to check at halftime. The South Seneca's got a 20 on the court. I do not see a 20 listed on my program. We'll have to double check and check this young man out who's got the basketball, flips it back to Lowe. With time running out, Lowe's bomb is not going to go, and the half will come to an end. Ladies and gentlemen, we have seen a hot shooting squad from Southern Cayuga taking on sort of a cold shooting South Seneca Falcon team, and the score reflects on that. At the half, it's Southern Cayuga 44, South Seneca 29. We'll continue our halftime show with Matt Verkey and Mike Alessio. Let's take this commercial break. Tonight's live broadcast of Section 5 High School Basketball is brought to you by Generations Bank. Federal loans not enough to cover your college education? Learn about the private student loans available through Generations Bank at mygenbank.com. By Finger Lakes Community College. Thinking about life after high school? Get your degree at Finger Lakes Community College. Dr. Rod Littlejohn Orthodontics. Celebrating over 30 years of smiles with style and proud to support our area high school athletes. UR Medicine and Thompson Health, medicine of the highest order. Dobbins Pharmacy, serving their customers in downtown Lyons for over 50 years and 3 generations. By Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, with offices in Geneva, Victor, and Waterloo. Trust someone who lives in your community. Ferrara Lumber and Building Supplies. Plan your next kitchen or bathroom remodeling project at ferraralumber.com. By the Newark Pilots and Geneva Red Wings of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League. Penny's Place Family Restaurant. Large portions and home-cooked meals in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. By Jimmer's Auto and Stevers Garage. Late model cars, trucks, and minivans on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. By Finger Lakes Construction, building structures for a wide range of applications with state-of-the-art design and flawless execution since 1969. Fred's Place, great lunches served daily in downtown Seneca Falls, and $1 tacos every Monday night. And FingerLakes1.com digital marketing. Building, maintaining, and hosting great websites for local businesses since 1999.
Big enough to have degree programs that will take me where I want to go. And small enough that I don't have to travel alone.
Big enough that I can take classes from anywhere. And small enough to get the support I need to succeed.
Big enough that there's always something going on. And small enough that I'm never just a face in the crowd. Finger Lakes Community College.
Wisdom passed on from generation to generation. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Welcome back to New York Chiropractic College and high school basketball action with Finger Lakes 1 Sports. I'm Mike Alessio here with Matt Verkey. We've got first half Southern Cayuga Chiefs 44 against South Seneca Falcons 29, and we're joined here by Geneva coach Brian Miller. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys.
So what's in store this year from the Geneva Panthers?
You know, I don't know. From practice to practice, I'm never really sure, what to expect with this group, but we have some talented kids that I think at times we get a little reckless with the ball, which is something that I'm really trying to stress. I think that was one of our things that really hurt us last year. So we're trying to shore that up a little bit, and we have definitely some athletes. If this were a track meet, I'd feel pretty good about it, but it's not. It's a basketball game, and we've got a lot to learn.
So I have a question. As a coach, you had great success with 2 years out. You're 2 years from a sectional championship,
Yep.
correct? 2 or
Yep.
3 years.
2
so
years.
Is a year like last year frustrating for you as a coach and the program? What do you do to come back from that?
Absolutely, that's a great question. You like to think that success breeds success is something that, and you see younger kids in the program see the amount of success that we had. We had 2-year stint where we were 38-5, and 2 league championships, a sectional title, and you'd hope that the younger kids would see, what's going and how things are done, and they would just kind of fit right in. And unfortunately, last year we had a hiccup for whatever reason. The group that we have, and many of them are back. Nice kids, I enjoy working with them. It's just I think we've got to improve our basketball IQ, and to get that back, it's the younger kids. Right now, our modified group is really, really strong, and that's really the strength of our program. I think our JVs will be pretty good this year, and with us, you never really know. Some nights I think we could beat anyone in the league, and then the next day I think that I don't know if we're going to win a game. So I don't know what you guys are going to see today, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, when your sectional title team there 2 years ago, just so much senior leadership, a great run, and you lose 95% of your scoring. Obviously, you're going to have a hiccup here and there, and this year you bring back I think 4 starters, and you add Jamar McCall, I guess.
Great.
I know you've spoken highly about him. So how do you think he's going to fit into the team this year?
He's been great. He's very quiet, but he is more of a true point guard. Tyler Tyson filled in last year at the point as a sophomore, started every game, and he had his ups and downs. And as you know, Verk, you need someone out there on the floor that really takes care of the ball and gets you organized. I had Shane Sweeney and then Steve Dolgus and those guys. It was great for me. Last year we struggled with it a bit, so I'm able to move Tyler off the ball some now with Jamar, and Jamar's more of a true point where he takes care of it, gets people to the right spots, distributes the ball very well. But it's funny, this morning I looked at the old Finger Lakes 1 YouTube channel, and I actually watched one of the games from 2 years ago when we played over at Waterloo with Junior Sims and Akia Jackson and that group of guys, and I just thinking, man, that was 2 years ago. And I try to bring this type of stuff up to these guys so they can see, that type of success in the way that those guys played. And this is a different group, though. It's not the same. We can't play the same as we did before based on the personnel. It's not like when I was coaching college basketball, I could recruit to the system. But, in high school, if you don't coach at Kearney or Aquinas, you deal with what you got. And so we've had to change. I've had to change my thinking quite a bit. You're going to see us press quite a bit today. We'll get up in people, whereas before, and I didn't really want to do that. I want to give up any easy baskets. And I think one thing that we do have going for us is we're deep. There's not a great deal of drop off from our top 5 guys, 5 or 6, all the way down to 10, or we have 11 on the roster right now. So, and I'm confident throwing anybody in there. So I think we can try and wear some teams down, and that's going to be, I think, one of our goals this year.
What's in store for today? You're facing a tough North Rose team.
Very good. Bad scheduling by me, I think. Where's Rhett? He gave me this game. But it's a great challenge for us to see where we're at. They got 4 starters back, won 15 games last year. They're kind of the opposite of us as far as how disciplined they are offensively. They have some length and some athleticism. People say, "Oh, North Rose, your athletes," but they have some pretty good athletes too. And so we'll see. I think it's going to be a great test for us. But I've always tried to schedule up just to kind of help us. I like, and I told our team yesterday that this year's North Rose team is very much like a top half Finger Lakes East team.
Sure.
And so it's almost like playing a Waterloo or a Mynderse or maybe even a Newark. So it's no different than that. So this is a great test for us to get ready for league play.
Yeah, and I think, speaking of the Finger Lakes East, to me this is the first year in a while where there's maybe not a clear-cut favorite. You know, I think Mynderse might be favored a little bit, but in years past, had Newark going undefeated. I think you guys ran the table a couple years ago.
2 years, 3 years ago we were undefeated.
I don't see any team that's probably going to go undefeated in the league this year, and I think in every Finger Lakes East game this year, anybody could beat anybody.
Yeah, you have to come every night in this league this year. There's no easy games. You can't just roll them out there. In the Finger Lakes East, even last year, Newark was good, but everyone else was kind of, I always think, the way I look at it is, Geneva and Wayne have traditionally been in the upper half, and we were both down last year, and we're both trying to get back to that point now, and we're not there yet. So both of us aren't where we need to be. So I think that the whole league then kind of opens up more. I know Mynderse had some great teams before I started coaching here too, and they won some, and they went undefeated in the league a couple times also.
Yeah,
so
they had I think 3 years in a row. They played 1 year in the West, and then they went undefeated. And then I think 2 years in the East, they're undefeated as well. So, this year it's a little bit more open, and should be a great year for the Finger Lakes East.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Coach, good luck today, and we'll be here calling it for you.
Thank
you.
Right? Hopefully we'll give you a decent game.
I'm sure you will.
Be careful. We might be throwing the ball all over the place, so make sure you got
We'll be ready.
I'll be
If it comes over this way, guarantee Matt will probably shoot it.
All right.
All right, folks, we'll be back here in a second. We're going to cut to a commercial, and we'll be back for second half action.
Guidance and partnership through every step of the journey. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Good luck to all of our student athletes this high school sports season.
Big enough to have degree programs that will take me where I want to go. And small enough that I don't have to travel alone.
Big enough that I can take classes from anywhere. And small enough to get the support I need to succeed.
Big enough that there's always something going on. And small enough that I'm never just a face in the crowd. Finger Lakes Community College.
We're back here at New York Chiropractic College. Harold Weber along with Matt Verkey and Mike Alessio. At halftime, the score 44-29 in favor of the Southern Cayuga Chiefs here on Finger Lakes 1. Just a reminder, let's quickly run down the scoring for the first half. A young lady named Molly to our left was nice enough to jot down the numbers. Lincoln Bachman Lowe with 12 for South Seneca. Warden Marshall 8. Devin Rogers with 4. And Cullen Morella, the big guy, kicked in 5 markers for South Seneca. Let's flip it over now to the Southern Cayuga Chiefs. Wyman with 18, Conklin with 17, Barreto with 3, and Schneider with 4. And Verkey pointed out those two cats, Wyman and Conklin, you got to put a net on them.
Sure, they combined for 35 of the 44 points for Southern Cayuga. Obviously, South Seneca's going to have to find them and do a better job of defending them if they want to, cut into this 15-point lead. Deficit, I should say, for South Seneca. But, Wyman and Conklin were both had great halves, and, South Seneca's going to have to pay a little bit more attention to those two.
And we want to thank Molly for helping us out here at the broadcast booth. And we resume action here in quarter number 3 from the beautiful New York Chiropractic College. Nice crowds starting to roll in here at the beautiful campus. As we're underway, layup inside, yes, and the Chiefs do exactly what they did early. They started early and they banged home seconds into the third quarter.
Great pass, great cut, and it was the last thing South Seneca needed. I think they really needed a stop there to shift things in their favor.
Yeah, Southern Q came out, ran a nice play, and got the hoop.
Shot by Lowe goes in, and Schneider for the Chiefs of Southern Cayuga scored to open up the third quarter, and then followed by Lowe, who countered for South Seneca, Dan Lent's team. to make it a still a 15-point margin. Shot from the side is in, nothing but net. And these Chiefs are amazing.
It's Beretta. Southern Cayuga switched from their man-to-man. They're packing in a 2-3 zone here. They're going to make South Seneca beat them from outside.
Oh, bad.
Here's
bad
a steal
pass.
by the Chiefs. Coming down, little shot, good. What a nice play.
Nice jump stop.
Jump stop, Barretto.
Danny Lott might want to think about an early timeout here to regroup.
Travel.
Oh, we got to travel.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you called it, Matt.
Head coach Greg Otis of the Southern Cayuga Chiefs yelling encouragement to his team as he's got a 20-point margin just underway. Thank Brian Miller for joining us here at halftime, talking to Matt and Mike. Shot from way outside, doesn't go, rebounded by the Falcons. And that, of course, is Morella.
Back up to a 20-point lead.
Southern Cayuga, really, everybody on their team shoots the three.
Shot up from
Nice
the
shot
corner.
by Devin Rogers.
Devin Rogers banks it home. So Devin hits one home, and it's a 18-point margin and a foul. 1-5 foul called.
Yeah, I think Southern Cayuga will live with that Devin Rogers 18-footer at this point. He really hasn't been shooting too well from the outside, so, hats off to him for dropping that one.
Speaking of Brett, he's right to our right of our broadcast vantage point. We have beautiful facilities here, by the way. Want to thank Red Taccone for giving us nothing but first-class facility. And there's a throwaway on the inbounds pass. And the coach admitting he should have called the timeout, not putting him under pressure, Mike, allowing him to throw it out of bounds. So,
at least he's honest enough to tell him that.
Exactly. Falcons from way outside. Yes. Shot by the Falcons. Likely Marshall Warden bangs it home. Nice pass. Foul on South Seneca against Rogers. But they're feeding the basketball, Burke. They're playing really precision basketball. Good bounce passes inside of their guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's South Seneca, that's too easy. You know, they just one guy dribbled down, penetrated, one pass, and got a layup out of it, drew the foul.
Free throw was up and no good. Wyman missed the first one. He'll have another one. Shot is good. 1 out of 2. 52-36. Southern Cayuga leading this one quite handily early. Shot from way outside by the Falcons. It will not go. Layup, Morella. Banked it home on
Good
the
hard
rebound.
work underneath by Morella. He's really working hard underneath today.
Yeah, he does a nice job in there. He's a little bit undersized, but he does a good job inside for them.
Big body.
Conklin with the basketball. Been a tough score in this one. Throws it up from way outside. Air ball. Falcons coming out 1 against 3 and waits for his comrades.
I think Conklin got a shot off in a while. He's just kind of seeing if he was still feeling it there.
Falcons driving it down, throws it back.
There's your shot.
Shot is in the air, and it's not going to go. Rebound easily by the Chiefs. They want to run. Here comes Barretto. Here goes Barretto. Score it.
He's good out in the open court. He gets going. He's a pretty good finisher around the basket. He's very fast.
Under 5 to play here on Finger Lakes 1. First game
a little
of
late on the pass by Lincoln.
Another
Low.
steal by the Chiefs. Conklin coming down. Bounce pass could have been called a travel. He did get called for traveling.
Yeah, that was a good call.
Finger Lakes 1 with 25 games slated for our regular season coverage, taking us into late February as we get our way starting today. The trip encore are getting ready to get to the big house. Everybody visualizes going and play for some sectionals, but we have a lot of action. We'll go through some of them. Shot going by the Falcons. Credit the Falcons and a nice drive by the likes of Marshall Warden. Spinning, shooting, not scoring, rebounded by South Seneca. Low coming out of the backcourt. 4 minutes and a very fast-moving third quarter. To the baseline, shot is in the air and it will not go. Easy rebound by Conklin. Dylan Conklin, Barretto, good-looking player, throws it up and scores.
A nice drive.
Barretto.
He's a quick kid.
Yeah, he's kind of quiet in the second half. I think he's got 6 or 8 quick points here in the start the second half. really attacking the basket.
And they're showing they can score a different way.
Shot really was ill-timed, stolen by South Seneca. They retain possession. They're down by 16. Right side, almost stolen by Chiefs. Now it is saved by
Good save.
the Chiefs. Down in a hurry. 1 against 1. Low. 1 against 1, and it's not going to be any call made. Coming out in a hurry is Low.
Very nice. Beautiful
Shot.
pass by
Leave
Lincoln
it.
Lowe.
Good pass to Rogers, who lays it up and in. The lead is 14. Driving, Conklin, shot doesn't go.
That was
Rebound,
a nice
Falcons.
stop, big
And a
stop.
foul in the backcourt.
Southern Cayuga's forcing some shots here this half.
Yeah.
You know, I think they just need to settle down. They got a good size lead. It's 14 right now. You know, they don't need to force it. They need to work the ball around and do what they did in the first half. Get some open threes, and if not there, attack the basket.
Staying in that 2-3 zone.
2:45 remaining, third quarter. It's been all Southern Cayuga.
He hit one.
Shot from the corner. Good.
Down to 12.
Rogers is not afraid to put it up.
Rogers and a timeout by the Chiefs of Southern Cayuga. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to our great sponsors, including the likes of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball action. They hit the Finger Lakes this summer with the Newark Pilots and Geneva Twins in action, nightly showcasing some of the best collegiate baseball players in the country. Go to NewarkPilots.com or GenevaTwins.com for season ticket packages. By the way, I want to remind everybody, speaking of the Perfect Game Baseball, Collegiate Baseball League, Bob Oman and his brains of the operation, Leslie Oman, are expected to be on my show Monday morning, Weber this week, which is 9:30 a.m. on Mondays till 10 a.m. It's an interview show that I do every Monday. We expect the Omans to appear. We got our fingers crossed because Bob is such a busy guy. Sometimes, just sometimes, he forgets where he's got to be at a certain time. I'll remind him again Sunday night. As we begin action once again, 2:30 remaining, third quarter in a 56-44 lead by the Chiefs of Southern Cayuga out of Section 4, who have really impressed the onlookers and our people here at the broadcast booth. Shot from way outside, not going to go. Rebound, Southern Cayuga, lay it up, and no.
Good rebound by Lincoln Lowe.
And a foul in the backcourt. I believe they got the likes of Wyman on that personal foul. So while the lead is only 12, it still gives the chance that they can get a couple stops, Mike, and make this thing really
they're playing
interesting.
with them. I think that's a little bit of the difference here in the second half.
Southern Cayuga is sitting in the zone. I think they go back to man and pressure South Seneca. You know, one thing South Seneca doesn't do well is take care of the ball. I'd like to see Southern Cayuga come out of that zone and put some pressure on the ball. They're just allowing South Seneca to pass the ball around with no pressure on them.
Snyder on the personal foul. Here's a steal by the Chiefs. Here comes Barretto. He's going to get called for a little carrying the basketball. Not like carrying the mail, but carrying the basketball. Encouragement from Coach Greg Otis of the Southern Cayuga Chiefs.
Yeah, I agree with you on that defense of Southern Cayuga, Matt, because when the ball is not in Lincoln Lowe's hands, as you can see.
Here's another steal and a steal back. Who's got the basketball? Southern Cayuga
Things
gets
are very suspect.
Conklin continues dribble. Right side. Brings it back out. Some 20 feet away. Now does Barretto, who's really impressed us. To the baseline.
Ooh.
Drive it. Lay it up. Count it. Foul. Southern Cayuga. No answer that the Falcons have really had much to say about the Chiefs. When they want to spurt, they seem to spurt.
Well, it's a nice fake there. You know, you got to give the kid kudos for when you're hitting threes like that, and you'll catch somebody when you do a ball fake like that.
Leonard comes in for the Chiefs. Leaving is the likes of Sam Snyder. Neil Wyman will be at the line. Again, folks, if you just joined us, Wyman with 18, Conklin with 17, 35 points with two kids for the Southern Cayuga Chiefs, which has built this lead to some 15 right now, 59-44. A minute 20. Shot from the corner is not going to go. Rebounded Falcons. Low.
think Rogers needs to forget about the threes and get in a little bit closer. He's like 0 for 7 from three-point line. And when he gets inside a
Give
little
and
bit
go
more,
to
he's not
Lowe.
bad.
Lowe, nice shot, doesn't go. Nice give and go, but the shot did not go down. Wyman, Barretto. Coach is going to settle it down. Got control of the game, control of the clock. Barretto. Wyman, long bomb, no. Rebound, Chiefs, no. Rebound, Chiefs. Who's got the ball? We're going to have a jump ball between Lowe and
I think it's a
Southern
South
Cayuga.
Seneca ball at possession, I think.
We have a little true or false. During the offseason, Mike Alessio and Matt Verkey signed 10-day contracts with the Flint Tropics.
That's true.
That
Yes,
is
it is
awesome.
true.
And can't imagine what you guys got paid for that 10-day tryout. Any you want to divulge?
The only thing we got paid was the enjoyment of being with Kevin Korzenetsky all day.
The X.
It's worth its weight in gold.
I bet it is. Under 30 seconds to go. South Seneca trying to dig out of a 15-point deficit. Lowe going to the middle, lost control. We're going to get a foul. And that was a blessing on Lowe's part because he had lost control of the basketball. Lincoln Bachman Lowe, who had 12 at the half, by the way, for the Falcons of Dan Lent. Coach getting an explanation from the official. Stoppage of play, maybe inadvertently. 20 seconds to go. Inbound pass. The Falcons now trying to get a bucket here at the end of the third. Down low to Lowe.
That's a bad spot to.
Lowe. We got a foul on the baseline. We have a foul against Nick Leonard.
I think South Seneca's lucky there in that entry pass. It's not a great position to be receiving that pass right into a trap.
South Seneca trying to score a bucket here. Better hurry it up. They get it inside. Shot turning is not going to go. Rebounded Chiefs, and this quarter will end with a 15-point margin. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, unless Brettel decides to throw it up. And they won't get it off, or will they? No.
Nope.
End of 3, ladies and gentlemen. South Seneca trailing the Southern Cayuga Chiefs 59-44. We'll come back with fourth and final quarter action after we hear from this great commercial.
Big enough to have degree programs that will take me where I want to go. And small enough that I don't have to travel alone.
Big enough that I can take classes from anywhere. And small enough to get the support I need to succeed.
Big enough that there's always something going on. And small enough that I'm never just a face in the crowd. Finger Lakes Community College.
Good luck to all of our student athletes this high school sports season.
We hold on to the things that really matter. Welcome to Generations Bank.
And a picture of a couple of nice fans from the Academy. They're playing in the nightcap tonight against Clyde-Savannah. The Golden Eagles, an arch rival that needs no introduction. Mynderse Academy in Clyde-Savannah. Many years in the football gridiron and many years in the great basketball battles they had. I had the opportunity of covering a lot of those games. As we're underway in the fourth and we think the final quarter, you never know about basketball. The lead is 15, and as Verk and Mike would say, they need a couple of stops here, that being South Seneca, and we're going to get a push off. We're going to get a call against the Falcons. I believe they called it on
They played that third quarter even. I believe it was 15 at the half, 15 here at the start of the fourth quarter. So South Seneca not able to bite in that lead at all.
And we got a timeout to avoid the 5 second. Hey, by the way, folks, we get a chance here. Let's talk about our great sponsors, the likes of Jimmers Auto. Offers a full inventory of late model cars, trucks, and minivans. Check out their full inventory online at jimmersauto.com. And for service, visit Stevers Garage on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Jimmers Auto and Stevers Garage, strong supporters of local high school athletes for over 40 years. Hey, and by the way, serving great lunches daily in downtown Seneca Falls. Awesome daily specials, soup, and the best sandwiches in town. That's right. Visit men'shalloffame.com for the full menu. Classic Reds, where I like to stop in and see Verk when he's bartending, and other times to enjoy a nice sandwich. And Verk, you do a great job, by the way. I don't know if I ever told you that. Also, let's talk about Ferrara Lumber. They have been a fixture in Seneca Falls since 1959. And if you're keeping track, Mike, that's 14 years after I was born. Start planning your next kitchen or bath remodeling project at FerraraLumber.com. Great sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be here doing this. And we want to thank them all for being great supporters of Finger Lakes 1 sports coverage of high school basketball. Again, game 1 of 4 games today. Around 3 o'clock, Geneva versus North Rose-Wolcott, game 2. We'll let you know games 3 and 4 in a second. Pass comes in, shot from the side, doesn't go by the Chiefs, rebounded by who else? The Chiefs get another rebound underneath, and they're bottled up, and it comes out to Wyman. Oh, through Conklin's hands, but he gets it back.
South Seneca has got the freshman on.
Wyman lays it up and in. Neil Wyman. Every time you think the Falcons are going to make a run, they just get.
That's been the frustrating part is they've whittled it down to 12 points with possession a couple times.
Exactly.
Just haven't been able to get over the hump, and I think if they had, it could have been a game changer.
You haven't really heard much from Conklin this half. I don't know if he's scored at all.
It's going to continue to be South Seneca basketball. The lead is 17. Morella will step in for the Falcons. And leaving for South Seneca will be Charlie Van Ness. Lincoln Bachman Lowe getting ready to inbound the basketball. He does. To Ref. Left side. Robinson. Lowe down inside the paint. Lost control of the basketball, and he fouls. And that hurts when you got an opportunity for like a 10-footer and you don't take it, and all of a sudden you throw it and you get called on the foul because you're aggressive trying to get it back.
Yeah, frustration foul. Too.
Yeah, put in a little bad situation there. Lost the ball, committed a foul.
Coming up on a 6:40 mark of this game, 17-point margin by the Chiefs of Southern Cayuga. Here's Wyman dancing around the right side of the lane. Conklin looks inside, can't find anybody, backs away. Being dogged by the Falcon defensive young man. Driving, Conklin lays it up and in.
He's got a
Dylan Conklin.
Quite a size advantage over Ref.
Yeah, that's probably not a good matchup for South Seneca.
It's a freshman against their best player.
Yeah.
But he'll learn from it, folks. He'll learn from it.
Not really sure how that ends up happening, but.
Pass to the low shot from the corner, does not go. Rebounded easily by the Chiefs. They got a big lead, and they got the basketball. Under 6 to play. Barretto from way outside. Short, off the rim, saved by the Chiefs, taken back by Morella. He lost it. Chiefs call timeout. They continue possession.
Play by Conklin.
I'll tell you something. You know, we see these guys, Southern Cayuga, once because we cover Section 5, but it looks like this is their 10th game. They're really playing excellent basketball.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, I think their experience is showing the way they move the ball around. So, and they're good shooters. So, we'll see what they could. I would assume they'll do very well over in their league.
Yeah.
You know, they're in a league with I think Union Springs and Moravia. I think they're coming out of Class D. So, they should do pretty well.
Well, Verk, I know you guys had a chance to talk to Brian Miller, the coach at Geneva. Looking forward to seeing Game 2, which will pit a team that you guys think are going to be very well suited for excellent play. I got golf on my mind. The likes of North Rose-Wolcott The Cougars come back loaded against Geneva. We're not sure what they're going to bring. Brian had some comments to say about the game.
Yeah, Coach Hoyt does a great job at North Rose-Wolcott, as does Coach Miller with Geneva. You can see them talking right now when talking to Rhett Taccone, who's running the show here today. Right. But, North Rose will play a lot of zone, kind of two opposite teams. Coach Miller's going to look to press and get the game up tempo, where Coach Hoyt's going to want to, run a lot of good offense. And, they're very well coached, very disciplined.
Here's a steal by the Falcons, driving in and missed the chippy, and coming back of the Chiefs. Look out, Boyle's behind and knocked it away, and they still retain possession.
I thought Conklin might have caught him from behind on that.
5:15 remaining here on
Warden certainly
Finger Lakes 1. Barretto lost control of the basketball, gets it back.
Double dribble.
Double dribble call on Barretto. It'll go back to the Falcons, and they need a few buckets, and they need them in a hurry, as the John Cameron Swayze piece is not in their favor. 5 minutes remaining in this one. 19-point deficit. The Falcons looking at a big deficit right now. So they need a couple of hits and some great defense.
Matt, you know what I love about Coach Miller, because it's hard to do, is to be honest like that and say, I don't really know what to expect from this team day in and day out. That's a tough thing to say about your team.
Yeah. I think he, he's coached at a high level. He's assistant at Canisius College. He's been around the block, and he knows what he's got, and he's honest about it. He knew last year they're going to be a little bit down after having a great group of guys for 2 or 3 years before that, and they're just looking to rebuild. Coming off, I think they only won 7 games last year.
Here's Conklin losing the basketball, stolen by South Seneca, driving in, lay it up and in. Nice play by Marshall Warden on the steal, and we have a foul in the backcourt.
And I think South Seneca can come away with this. They're getting a nice game from Warden. Obviously Bachman Lowe's their leader. Morella did some nice things today. I think they got some pieces to work with.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. They look. I saw them in a scrimmage against Mynderse, as I mentioned earlier, and they look much better, and certainly much better than they did last year.
Well, 2 losses of the basketball by an outstanding player, the likes of Dylan Conklin. He's turned it over twice on 2 trips down the court, and the Falcons now down 17. Shot from the corner doesn't go in and out. Barretto spins it into the front court, and we have a foul. And it looked like the obvious variety from my point. Marshall Warden, as some of the partition goes crashing down. I'm Harold Weber along with Mike Alessio and Matt Verkey. We hope that you've enjoyed our broadcast so far. Our telecast here on Finger Lakes 1. Remind you, Geneva, North Rose-Wolcott coming up next. And then, of course, there'll be a little bit of a break before the evening session, which will be Midlakes taking on Zach Young, Lyons. And, of course, the nightcap will be Mynderse Academy against Clyde-Savannah. And, Verk, I know a lot of people are expecting big things from Mynderse Academy.
Yeah, they returned a nice core group. They only lost Liam Caher, but they got 2 sophomores up, and Liam's brother, Kellen, and Jerry Anderson, the coach of the girls, his son is Devin Anderson. He's a sophomore who's up. And, Jake Mean, who played up last year through half the season, will be there all year this year, obviously being a junior. They got a lot of nice pieces, but, they just got to play well together and learn to mesh. And, they're very good. They're deep. They're big. They got, they're coming off the bench with 2 6'5" kids and Bachman and Ruddy. So they got all the pieces, but, that always doesn't mean that they're going to do as well as they look on paper.
Barretto with a couple of free throws. Force Southern Cayuga. 65-46. We have a foul against Southern Cayuga on the other end of the court. Under 4 minutes to play. A game that well in hand by the Falcons. And as I say that, we have a steal by the Chiefs, and they throw it up Barretto, and he does not make it, but there'll be a foul, and he'll get a couple of opportunities. Looks like the foul is going to be called against Brett Robinson, as Barretto has really impressed me, guys. Yeah, really a hustler.
Got a lot of speed. He's quick with the ball, gets to the rim well, and he finishes well as well.
Jimmy's popping up the power rankings. Mynderse Academy ranked 1, Palmac 2nd. North Rose-Wolcott coming up in the next game, ranked 3rd. Clyde-Savannah 8th, Geneva 6th. So it'll be interesting to see how this all I know you guys will have shows, I think it's every week or every other week, and be updating and grading it and determining whether or not.
North Rose might be, I might have them ahead of Palmac in all reality. But, Mynderse will have great interest in this next game because Mynderse moves up to B2 this year from C1 last year, and North Rose is a B2 school. So, they could face each other at some point this year.
I think Newark's going to
surprise some people. Here's a steal by the Chiefs, guys. Conklin behind the back pass to Wyman. Straightaway shot does not go. What a pass by Conklin. A little bit of Walt Frazier on that move.
Conklin just butted heads with somebody down there.
Oh, yes.
And he caught a pretty good shot there. So
he's getting up, and he appears to be okay. A little bit of wooziness. Better check him out, though. They're going to no doubt check him out. He banged his head pretty good. So the young man will come out.
Yeah, I think Newark might surprise some people, even though they're losing Tyler Collins. They got some good kids coming up, and the big kid, another year older. So.
Yeah, they're going to be solid, no doubt. Losing Logans and Collins, big losses.
Yeah.
But they got some nice pieces as well. They'll be right up there like always at the top of the league, I'm sure.
So the pass underneath, stolen by, I've been saying that a lot during this telecast, a lot by Southern Cayuga. Now they get it back, and it's knocked out of bounds. It'll still be Southern Cayuga basketball. What do we got, a foul?
Double technical.
Double technical, okay.
Well, it's been heating up between them two for a little bit, so.
Well, what I saw was Barreto made the block and kind of did a Dikembe Mutombo, shaking his finger at Warden.
Warden
Not
and
sure what Warden did, but double technical.
Double tech.
I think we'll be.
They had a couple encounters earlier too.
Here's a steal by the Chiefs. 2 against 1. Layup. Good. Counted foul. And say goodnight, Irene, as the fat lady has been spotted coming up to the stage. This one, unfortunately, for the Falcons of South Seneca has not gone well for them. They played spirited, but the Chiefs of Southern Cayuga have really, I hate to say it, dominated in a lot of phases of this game, Mike. Shooting, getting a lot of turnovers, and, we were bragging or talking proud about the likes of
Conklin.
Wyman and Conklin, and then all of a sudden in the second half, here comes Barreto, another sword. So they got some nice kids and some nice talent there.
Yeah, and if they get some of these guys back who are injured, then, they might be able to obviously improve their team. And right now they only dressed 9 kids for this game.
By the way, FLX Weekly, hosted by Jessica Lahr, Mrs. America. Rumor has it that she may be filling in for myself or Matt or Mike, depending on the weeks that she will be substituting for one of us. Jim will let us know about 10 minutes before broadcast time.
Yeah.
If beauty is money, she's a millionaire, that girl. Nice lady. 2 minutes, 49 seconds remaining. 67-46 gives me an opportunity to run down a couple more great sponsors and make this show or this broadcast possible. How about the likes of Finger Lakes Construction is the #1 post frame builder in New York State, providing complete building packages for a wide range of construction, including personal garages, commercial office complexes, municipal, agricultural, pole barns, and more. Visit them online at fingerlakesconstruction.com. And Thompson Health Urgent Care Center in Farmington provides acute illness and injury care in a welcoming environment with doctors, nurse practitioners, and physician assistants, whose goal is to get you treated promptly and courteously so you can get back to enjoying your life. Learn more at thompsonhealth.com. By the way, coming up in our post-game show at the end of this, we'll have a couple of interviews, and that is going to be brought to you by our good friend Rod Littlejohn, who, of course, will be doing that, sponsoring that. We call that the Dr. Rod Littlejohn Smiles with Style post-game show coming up in a little bit. This one basically has been decided. The Chiefs now, as we use a term in sports, running out the clock. And we have an illegal.
It's a good call.
Illegal pick on the likes of
Noah Davis.
Noah Davis gets called for the illegal pick. It'll go back to the Falcons.
Fouled out. We got a disqualification here. He wasn't in the game all that long either.
He wasn't.
He got his money's worth, though.
Yep. Substitutions now as the Chiefs get a lot of applause and a lot of shake hands with the coach, Greg Otis. Geneva, North Rose-Wolcott on tap here from the college. Pass down low, and the shot is up and no, but a foul.
These guys need to quit fouling.
I was just going to say, 67-46. A couple of buckets would not hurt the Chiefs at all. At the line for South Seneca, Devin Rogers. 67-47. Shot is up, and nice free throw form. 2 free throws.
They're going down with a fight.
Little man-to-man, and we have got
I like that jump ball.
little
call.
jump ball action.
Nice trap.
Yeah, I got to give credit on the trap. Got to give credit to Dan Lett, never saying die, even though the scoreboard isn't looking good on his behalf. He's still fighting for everything he's got. Here's a kick ball toward our broadcast vantage point.
DeAndre, go right by him.
Decent crowd on hand, but again, I think you'll see a bigger throng coming in for the next one as well. I think a lot of these folks might hang around. And then, of course, Midlakes Lions always brings a nice gathering, and the Screaming Eagles as well. And I would be disappointed if Clyde-Savannah and Mynderse doesn't bring a ton of people for their game tonight, the last game, which is scheduled for 7 o'clock around there as the nightcap. And Jimmy Senecropi, by the way, will be doing play-by-play for games 3 and 4. And he'll be assisted with the likes of Brad Connor and Kevin Kay. Brad Connor, a name from the past who I haven't seen in years, will be working the games, and it'd be nice to see Brad coming in for the holidays and get a chance to work some games.
Yeah, Brad's a very knowledgeable about basketball. He does he helps Jim out with the Upstate Orange podcast about Syracuse basketball. He's a basketball junkie, especially at the college side, but I know he lives out in Cincinnati. He takes his kid to a ton of high school games. So he was a senior when I was a sophomore, so we played together, and it'd be good to see him. And I'm sure he's excited for tonight to be calling some action back in his hometown.
The million-dollar question, though, Verk, is he more knowledgeable in basketball than Mike Alessio?
Oh, that's a tough call.
Mike
is, he's pretty elite. So.
Elite. Only with my own stats. Only with my own.
2 free throws.
And that'll be an interesting game, the Midlakes Lions. Rebuilding.
Yep.
And I understand Midlakes might not have a bad squad this year.
No, the big thing for Lyons was they're losing.
Shot from the left side is good by Bachman Lowe.
Lyons was losing a lot anyway with Hunter, and then Caldwell, one of their super players.
Double dribble.
Yeah.
Transferred to Midlakes.
So
that's a huge swing.
That'll be an interesting dynamic today.
Coach Young's also got a couple kids out on suspension. So, he was going to have a pretty good team coming back, Coach Young, but with these, couple of losses here, I think that game kind of swings in the favor of Midlakes almost.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Under 2 to play from the New York Chiropractic College. First game of 4.
I like what I see in South Seneca, finishing the game strong, trying hard.
Yeah,
it would be very easy to cave in and, just mail in the last 2 minutes. But, they're hanging in there.
Timeout. Falcons could not get the ball in. And Mr. Lowe.
This could be the longest fourth quarter in the history of basketball.
And the first 3 went rapid fire.
Yeah.
Amazing.
This has been, a lot of fouls, timeouts, and stoppage of play. It just seems to be taking quite a while.
Well, it gives me a chance to mention another live drop. Dr. Littlejohn, our good friend, and his outstanding orthodontic team share a common goal to ensure the overall wellness of each of our patients through their orthodontic care. They utilize the latest technological advances, including Invisalign and Excellident. Check out their website at littlejohnortho.com and stay tuned after tonight's game. Coming up soon for the Dr. Rod Littlejohn Smiles with Style post-game show. Harold Weber along with Mike Alessio and Matt Verkey back at courtside. as we get ready for game number 2 coming up. This one is pretty much decided. South Seneca going to go down in their first game for the 15-16 season against a team that has been on fire, the likes of the Southern Cayuga Chiefs. But to Matt and to Mike's point, Dan Lent not saying die, not saying let's just let them score and let them, roll up some more points against them. He's playing aggressive, and you kind of like that. Because that could bode well, Mike, later in the season, too, with that kind of attitude.
They might not play a lot of teams who can shoot the ball like Southern Cayuga. So that's a good thing about games like this early in the year. If you are aggressive with your scheduling, that you're going to learn from it and be a better team later in the year on it.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of going out and scheduling good games. I think like this next game, Rose-Wolcott and Geneva, it's a great early season matchup. It's teams that similar styles that you may see in sectionals, but to go out and play a gimme game,
right.
It's not going to make your team any better.
Right.
It doesn't count for the league standings.
Yeah.
And I think the kids get up for it a little bit more when you play another good team. So it's nice to see these early season matchups.
Hey, sending some love to Syracuse and Boeheim, knocking off Connecticut and Texas A&M, 2 top 25 teams. Burke.
Yeah, they a little surprising to me. Even they look great. They can finally got a team that can score the ball a little bit. And, if they shoot like they did, they're going to be tough to beat this year.
Yep.
And Tyler Lydon's been just a unbelievable surprise.
Yep. Lincoln Lowe out. Nice effort by Link today.
A minute and a half remaining. Driving, trying to pass it off, does. Shot going to be short, rebounded by. It's going to still be with the Southern Cayuga Chiefs. Substitution coming in. Wyman, who's had a heck of a ball game. And the big guys coming up. They're taking out Dylan Conklin, who's had quite a game. Plus, he banged his head on the floor recently, and he seems okay. 5-second violation. It'll go back to the Falcons.
Get the ball in bounds.
Yep.
It's not that difficult.
South Seneca pass underneath. Gets tied up, and it will be. Oh, we have a foul. Okay. Foul's going to be called against Wyman. That was sort of generous. It looked like a
it did.
tie up to me. But the Falcons will send a young man to the line. It'll be Christopher Mosier. Christopher Jr. Again, keep in mind, South Seneca's only got 2 seniors on the squad this year, so it bodes well for the future.
Yeah, it's a young group out there right now. Rough, a freshman. And a sophomore.
Little violation coming in the lane.
You should have let him shoot it.
I was going to say that was the obvious variety. They were a little anxious. Young man, DeAndre Tillman, was real excited, playing some time, and gets his little pinky across that line way too early. Almost did it again.
He almost did do it again.
And I think he did do it again. Are they saying he did it again?
What is going on right now?
Verk wants to go out and try best out of 10 here. Shot is up then.
They got
it. It is. As, these kids, some of the kids now don't get a chance to play a lot. They get a chance now to compete. It looks like it's going to be South Seneca basketball. It is. We have 1 minute remaining in this one, and all Southern Cayuga today. As the Chiefs come in today and showed a lot of poise, a lot of great shooting early, and that continued in the second half. Outstanding efforts by their host squad. South Seneca got down early and just couldn't get back into it. Made an attempt. I think Mike said they got to within 12 in possession.
In possession.
And that was as close as they could find it. As the Chiefs play catch outside of the lane to the top of the perimeter now. Wyman controlling the basketball in no hurry. Under a minute to go. Wyman backs it away, kicks it out. DeAndre now with the basketball. Better move it, and he does. Tillman now to Wyman. down low. Shot in the air, doesn't go, air ball. And it should be a
24 seconds.
clock violation. It is. So with 12.5 seconds remaining, the Falcons will have it. As South Seneca now will inbound the basketball as time will run out in this one. 69-53. Southern Cayuga shot on the air, in the air, not going to go. Rebounded by South Seneca. It'll still be South Seneca basketball with 3.5 seconds remaining. Falcons inbounding, slapped away, shot, and
that'll do it.
That'll do it, folks. Final score, Southern Cayuga 69 and the likes of South Seneca 53. As we will continue with our coverage here from the college, and we'll take these commercial breaks, come back and do our post-game show brought to you by Dr. Rodney Littlejohn. We'll come back after these commercial breaks. Tonight's live broadcast of Section 5 High School Basketball is brought to you by Generations Bank. Federal loans not enough to cover your college education? Learn about the private student loans available through Generations Bank at mygenbank.com. By Finger Lakes Community College. Thinking about life after high school? Get your degree at Finger Lakes Community College. Dr. Rod Littlejohn Orthodontics. Celebrating over 30 years of smiles with style and proud to support our area high school athletes. UR Medicine and Thompson Health, medicine of the highest order. Dobbins Pharmacy, serving their customers in downtown Lyons for over 50 years and 3 generations. By Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, with offices in Geneva, Victor, and Waterloo. Trust someone who lives in your community. Ferrara Lumber and Building Supplies. Plan your next kitchen or bathroom remodeling project at ferraralumber.com. By the New York Pilots and Geneva Red Wings of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League. Penny's Place Family Restaurant. Large portions and home-cooked meals in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. By Jimmer's Auto and Stevers Garage. Late model cars, trucks, and minivans on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. By Finger Lakes Construction, building structures for a wide range of applications with state-of-the-art design and flawless execution since 1969. Red's Place, great lunches served daily in downtown Seneca Falls, and $1 tacos every Monday night. And FingerLakes1.com digital marketing. Building, maintaining, and hosting great websites for local businesses since 1999.
Yeah.
We're back here at courtside at the New York Chiropractic College. Game 1 of 4 games to be broadcast here on Finger Lakes 1. The Southern Cayuga Chiefs, hotter than, as I said in the broadcast, hotter than a Ponderosa steak. And the Falcons of South Seneca gave it their game, but came up short today. And we're glad to have a young man from the South Seneca Falcons joining us here at the broadcast table. And we'd like to say hi to Lincoln Bachman-Lowe. Lincoln, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Lincoln, talk about the preparation going into the first game. You probably didn't know much about the Chiefs, did you, as far as the opposition?
Actually, we played them over the summer at the CCC Summer League in Auburn. So we had a little bit of an idea. We knew they were going to be high pressure on defense. We knew they were going to shoot the ball. They were faster than us. But
they were on fire.
We really weren't ready for them in the first quarter. We came out. I don't think we played good enough defense out. We should have had hands in the faces of the shooters when they were out in the three-point range.
Well, Mike, we talked about it during the broadcast. Conklin was on fire, just amazing, number 20 for their team, and also the gentleman also had some hot points there too, Mike. They were just a combination.
Lineman.
Yeah, they were just on fire.
Had they shot the ball that well when you played them over the summer?
No, they really didn't.
I was curious.
No. They actually ran the court a lot. They played a different style over the summer, so it was kind of hard to judge it based on this game.
So for your first game out there, you're stepping into a greater leadership role. What do you take away from the game? How'd you feel out there? You got off to a great start. That had to make a difference early on.
Yeah, for me, I just go out every game, try to play hard, but some of the guys that are a little younger haven't had as much varsity experience, so we're trying to integrate them into the team and really get them in the mix and start to get them comfortable as well.
It seemed to be a lot of substitutions.
Yeah. We're trying to figure out which group of kids can really get us the best output.
By the way, we have you down for 18 points. So you seem to be in a lot of places at one time, rebounding and trying to move it down the court. And I think really was the turning point, to me anyways, broadcasting the game. Wyman had 26 for their team. Conklin with 21. Those are amazing, 47 between two. And I guess when practice resumes next week or whenever that starts for you, you're probably going to be speaking about some more D, right?
Yeah, for sure.
As far as your game goes, what do you feel most comfortable or confident doing? Early on, your points came off of slashing in the lane. You have great jumping ability, that's obvious. Is that something you draw on, or do you feel more comfortable, or do you like stepping back and taking a three or some outside shots?
Well, I finally got one to fall later in the game, and that certainly felt good after shooting, I think, 2 and missing. So that felt good to shoot. But really, I try to make everything part of my game. I try to not really focus on one thing. Like a player who dunks, really all that's on their mind is trying to dunk that ball. So I try to integrate everything. I don't want to be one-minded.
Now, you're obviously a fine basketball player. What other sports are you involved in that you really enjoy doing?
I played soccer in the fall, actually the last 2 years, and I've been a 4-year track runner as well.
What events in track?
The pentathlon.
Okay, wow.
All-around athlete.
Let's talk about your studies at the school. What do you like learning, or what is your favorite subject or subjects?
I like the sciences and the maths.
Okay.
Hopefully looking to go to college for something engineering-wise.
That's good.
That's
good. That's good.
How do you like playing for Coach Lant?
I love him.
Yeah.
He's been my coach since 4th grade, biddy ball.
Wow.
He's like a second dad to me. I couldn't ask for a better coach.
He's a great guy. And I know he's looking forward to this year. He speaks highly of you. I know I have to pat you on the back. It would have been very easy to cave in on that game. I noticed there was only a couple minutes left. You obviously weren't going to come back and win, but you personally, you were out there
trying to hustle,
patting some guys on the back, giving some high fives, and don't think that thing that doesn't go unnoticed.
For sure.
So it's great that you do that.
I mean, down 18 in the first quarter, end up losing by 16. We won the last 3 quarters.
Exactly.
That's
good
a plus.
attitude.
That's a plus for me. I like being on a team with a lot of underclassmen. I like that. I like that we were able to come back and kind of play harder and not let them really just run up the score as much.
Knowing your schedule and who you play, now will you face teams at that caliber, do you think, or will that be maybe one of the tougher teams you face?
Well, we scrimmaged Mynderse as well before our game, and they shot the lights out against us as well. I don't think there are going to be a lot of teams in the West that shoot the ball that well. I know Bloomfield does shoot the ball pretty well.
And
Naples will shoot pretty well. Dundee always has some shooters.
So we're going to see a better year than last year.
For sure. Yeah. I think we have the potential to be a top 3 team in the West.
Good.
I really do.
That's good.
Well, listen, my friend, we appreciate you taking some time out after a tough loss, but I know that you're keeping your head up, and you've been great to talk to. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Nice
All
shot.
right, young man, Lincoln Bachman-Lowe joining us here on the post-game show here on Finger Lakes 1. I'm Harold Weber along with Mike Alessio. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, Verkey's set in here, and he'll be talking to the guy that makes this all possible, Rhett Taccone. Let's take our break. Thanks. Good job. Tonight's live broadcast of Section 5 high school basketball is brought to you by Generations Bank. Federal loans not enough to cover your college education? Learn about the private student loans available through Generations Bank at mygenbank.com. By Finger Lakes Community College. Thinking about life after high school? Get your degree at Finger Lakes Community College. Dr. Rod Littlejohn Orthodontics, celebrating over 30 years of smiles with style and proud to support our area high school athletes. UR Medicine and Thompson Health, medicine of the highest order. Dobbins Pharmacy, serving their customers in downtown Lyons for over 50 years and 3 generations. By Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, with offices in Geneva, Victor, and Waterloo. Trust someone who lives in your community. Ferrara Lumber and Building Supplies. Plan your next kitchen or bathroom remodeling project at ferraralumber.com. By the Newark Pilots and Geneva Red Wings of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League. Penny's Place Family Restaurant. Large portions and home-cooked meals in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. By Jimmer's Auto and Stevers Garage. Late model cars, trucks, and minivans on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. By Finger Lakes Construction. Building structures for a wide range of applications with state-of-the-art design and flawless execution since 1969. Bread's Place. Great lunches served daily in downtown Seneca Falls and $1 tacos every Monday night. And FingerLakes1.com digital marketing. Building, maintaining, and hosting great websites for local businesses since 1999.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the New York Chiropractic College. Getting in between games here, getting ready for our second game between the North Rose-Wolcott Cougars and the Geneva Panthers. And we're Mike Alessio here with Matt Verkey, and we're joined by Rhett Taccone, the director of NYCC Athletics. Welcome.
Thanks, guys. How you doing?
Pretty good so far. One game down. How do you feel?
Well, it was good. It was good. It was, the first quarter was a little bit one-sided, but after that it's pretty much an even game. So glad to have those two teams come out, South Seneca and Southern Cayuga. Now we've got North Rose and Geneva coming up. So looking forward to it. 4 games this year.
4 games this year. Now
doubled our pleasure, so to speak.
What's in store next year? Maybe a whole weekend event?
Well, you never know. I was talking to Jerry Anderson from Mynderse, the varsity girls coach there. So talk about possibly adding some girls games to the mix, and whether we have a second day or do 2 more games, or we're thinking about a lot of different things, but we'd love to get the girls involved in this as well.
So when did you start thinking about doing this again, or what?
Well, when I got the job in June of 14, I talked to some people, and my predecessor Tony Petrosha had said that we had basketball in the past, and I just thought it would be good to try and get local teams back in the mix, and bring them back to the area. Mynderse obviously is a no-brainer with them, and the schools also were allowed to add the 19th game, and now they have the 20th game. Right. So it afforded us the opportunity to get a single game, non-league game that they could come out here and do it instead of having a home game, or not a home-and-home situation. So thought about that. We had 4 teams last year: Lyons and Mynderse and Southern Cayuga and South Seneca. So people heard good things about the event, and we had a lot more interest from other schools, and brought in Geneva and North Rose, and we were also able to bring in Clyde-Savannah.
Were schools approaching you? Or
yeah. Some of the schools. Coach Miller from Geneva was here last year, and pretty much contacted me right away after that and said, "Hey, we'd love to be in it next year if you're going to do it." So there's interest. Palmyra Macedon wanted to be in it, and so there's potential for them next year. And just it was a good feeling about it from everybody. So we opened it up to 4 more teams, and now we have a quadruple header.
It's nice. You get to see, like this game coming up, one of the favorites in Wayne County, North Rose-Wolcott, against a team in Geneva that,
Right.
we're kind of expecting a lot more out of this year. So it's a great early season matchup. I was just talking to Coach Hoyt a little bit, and he kind of wishes it was 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
but
right.
you know what? It's for the fans, it's a great game. I don't know how much the coaches love it, being that it's early season test for these teams. But I think in the long run it will be good for both programs.
Right.
And it's nice to see some of these crossover games. This one you talk about a Clyde Mynderse. They're playing again later on in December in another non-league game. But to get these teams playing each other all in one day in one site, a lot of people here can just sit back, relax, and take in 4 games.
Exactly.
It's nice to have them all in one spot, and you do a great job.
Thank you.
With everything as far as the field professionalism. As far as the kids have their name on the lockers and things like that.
Yep.
And it's a great event for the kids.
Absolutely. We want it to feel like, almost like sectionals, that type of feel, or a, preseason college, the big college tournaments like Syracuse won the Battle of Atlantis, things like that make them all feel like, it matters, and it just bump them up a little bit,
Did you know that coming in that you wanted to give that as sort of a more professional feel? I mean, even as a press people, and we've got press passes and. I wear mine around the house, personally.
I'll sign it for you
no
later
one
if
was
you want
more
me to.
excited than me. I've got Facebook pictures of my press passes.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things. My background kind of lends to that as well, with the details of all these things for events, credentials, and what have you. From that to the kids' names on the lockers. You can't ever pay attention too much to detail, and the little things matter.
It seems like you got a great staff.
Yeah, I do. Dustin Dillard, who's my health and fitness manager, he's big help to us, and Stacy Steele and Roberta Winters both work here in the office and do a great job as well. We all work well together and make it run pretty smooth.
Let's draw attention to what you mentioned, some of your past, because, I've only gotten a chance to know you, past year probably, but, when people were first started talking about who you were and coming on board, you have a very interesting resume.
Yeah,
with Cornell most recently, but I believe with Dolphins. Or?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough I went to a school down in Miami, and I was fortunate enough to land a job out of college with the Miami Dolphins. Spent 12 years there. The last 6 years or so as the director of operations there. Oversaw all the game day activities and team travel and all just team logistics from A to Z, from the training facility to like I said, the travel and the game day operations. And then I went from there, came up here, went to Cornell, and did the same in the same capacity for the football team there at Cornell for the 8 years, 9 seasons, and then came here last year. So.
Do you miss that sort of thing? I mean, it's
that sort of thing was a lot of fun. It was a great experience. The Dolphins was once in a lifetime opportunity. Had a blast.
Did they ever confuse you for a player?
Never was confused for a player. I did get a few game balls for my work in operations, but
that's awesome.
Some big wins. That was fun, but never was confused for a player. Not even the kicker.
The
kicker was like.
You look a little like Garo Yepremian, but
Lindo Mari was still about 5 inches bigger than me, and I was giving up about 80 pounds to him. So yeah, never was confused with that. I don't think I could deadlift as much as those kickers could. But so that was a great thing, and I've taken a lot of that and brought it here to. From the look of the building, we've definitely, tried to color coordinate the building a lot more and clean up the building, and it looks great, and a great staff here at the Health and Fitness Center. So we've got great community membership here. The students have free memberships; they come here. But anybody in the area of Waterloo, Seneca Falls,
I'm a member.
Yeah, thank you. We have weight room, pool, 4 basketball courts, indoor tennis court. Walking track that's 1/10 of a mile, and we get a lot of use out of that. Pool
Is that
gets
Mike
big.
right there?
Mike, I think that was Mike swimming. He does
drowning
a lot of
down
laps.
at the bottom.
2 racquetball courts, which are very active in the wintertime. We have racquetball leagues, and the weight room. We're in the process of upgrading the weight room facility, the new equipment. So that'll be a nice addition. We're gonna remodel that whole room. It'll look totally different. So it's a great place to come. It's very affordable. Membership, single membership for a year is $385. A family can come out for $495 and have use of the whole building. So it's a great
and I
place.
can attest it. I mean, the staff is friendly, and the hours are great.
Yep.
You know,
We try to open it up most of the day. We're basically open on Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Friday till 7. And on weekends, we're open a little bit less, but we're open 7 days a week, so minus holidays.
Mike, talking about Rhett's history, I don't know if you know, he was part of the 1989 Lyons High School basketball state championship team.
I did my best to make sure that the starters were taken care of in practice.
Who was Rod coach?
No, that was
Coach
when
Schott.
Coach Schott
Yeah.
and Dean Jr. were playing.
Yeah,
And then you won sectionals next year.
Yeah,
as well,
we did.
Right?
We had a back-to-back.
I was going to ask you because I
back-to-back
didn't know
run there.
that you were from the area, to
Yep.
be honest with you.
From
So,
Lyons.
Lyons.
Yeah. So we had two. Like to say, my name's on the wall twice. I did my best. We all had a role to play.
And I've known him since he used to go to Ken Jones' game.
Yeah.
So
Ken
he's,
Jones. Now you're right up my.
Matt's father being the AD over at Lyons.
Oh, yeah.
A long time. We've known each other, and it's great to work with him. And he actually, when we play hoops on Saturdays, I get the ball every now and then. When he's not,
I mentioned in the
Spot
first
up shooter.
broadcast when Tony Petrocci was referring to, and I'm not sure if they continued it on, but in '78 was actually one of the first years they had a tournament down
Is that
here,
right?
and I think back-to-back years, the Lions won it.
Okay.
With
They
Rob.
played Mynderse the one year.
Yeah,
I believe.
they beat us the second year in the finals. We had beaten Clyde. I can't remember
Right.
who they beat, but they had a real good team that year with Elgin Riggins and some of the guys you might remember.
Legend. Elgin
But,
was the eraser.
And
Great
the
player.
eraser, yes.
Yeah, guy could do it all.
And he and Rod coached that team. So, I mean, you do a great job down here.
Thank you. Well, I had originally, in closing, I came to a Lyons South Seneca game when I moved back up here. I think my second year back, we came to a game here, and it was kind of really the first time I'd ever been in here. And 7 years later, here we are, back here having basketball games again. So it's great to be here. I'm glad you guys could be here to cover all the games, and I appreciate you guys being out here.
Well, it's going to be a great day, and I look forward to expanding it in the future.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I got to get
we
the girls
love over
in
at
here too.
FL1.
Absolutely.
And I know, Coach, you mentioned girls basketball. I know Coach Jerry Anderson will be excited about that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we want to make sure that we open it up both sides, and they got a great program here, and there's a lot of good girls basketball in the area too. So we'll definitely give that a look next year and try to make that happen.
Well, once again, Rat, thanks. Great
guys.
job.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Rat.
Appreciate it. We'll see
And
you guys a little later.
we'll head to a commercial now and get ready for game 2.
Tonight's live broadcast of Section 5 High School Basketball is brought to you by Generations Bank. Federal loans not enough to cover your college education? Learn about the private student loans available through Generations Bank at mygenbank.com. By Finger Lakes Community College. Thinking about life after high school? Get your degree at Finger Lakes Community College. Dr. Rod Littlejohn Orthodontics, celebrating over 30 years of smiles with style and proud to support our area high school athletes. UR Medicine and Thompson Health, medicine of the highest order. Dobbins Pharmacy, serving their customers in downtown Lyons for over 50 years and 3 generations. By Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, with offices in Geneva, Victor, and Waterloo. Trust someone who lives in your community. Ferrara Lumber and Building Supplies. Plan your next kitchen or bathroom remodeling project at ferraralumber.com. By the Newark Pilots and Geneva Red Wings of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League. Penny's Place Family Restaurant. Large portions and home-cooked meals in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. By Jimmer's Auto and Stevers Garage. Late model cars, trucks, and minivans on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. By Finger Lakes Construction, building structures for a wide range of applications with state-of-the-art design and flawless execution since 1969. Bread's Place, great lunches served daily in downtown Seneca Falls, and $1 tacos every Monday night. and FingerLakes1.com digital marketing. Building, maintaining, and hosting great websites for local businesses since 1999.
Big enough to have degree programs that will take me where I want to go. And small enough that I don't have to travel alone.
Big enough that I can take classes from anywhere. And small enough to get the support I need to succeed.
Big enough that there's always something going on. And small enough that I'm never just a face in the crowd. Finger Lakes Community College.
Wisdom passed on from generation to generation. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Yeah.
Well, we're live. This is a shot of the basketball court here at New York Chiropractic College. Game 1 is in the books. Game 2 is about ready to rock and roll. A game that I have been looking forward to seeing. I'm Harold Weber along with Matt Verkey to my right, Mike Alessio to my left, and of course a game pitting the Geneva High Panthers, who were 7-9 last year. Not a typical Geneva High basketball year. North Rose-Wolcott getting a lot of love. Let's talk, Verk, about the Geneva High Panthers. Give us your overview of what you got to expect.
You know, Geneva returns 4 starters from a team that uncharacteristically only won 7 games last year. Coach Miller, coming off a sectional championship 2 years ago, had a little bit of a rebuilding season last year, and this year he's pretty excited about his team. They're going to go 10 deep, and he's really excited about sophomore point guard Jamal McCall, who transferred in from Bishop Kearney, where he was a starter on the JV team last year. So in talking to Coach Miller, he likes this team. He likes the effort they've been putting in. He's not exactly sure what to expect tonight. He thinks that, they're still kind of inexperienced, but, if they're going to look to press, make the game up tempo, and he just hopes they can take care of the ball and, slow down a very experienced and seasoned North Rose-Wolcott team.
And we kick it over to you, Mike Alessio. A lot of comments in the media, a lot of the power ranking discussions on Finger Lakes 1, a lot of talk about North Rose-Wolcott, about their strengths. They're led by Norris. Give us your
Tyler
overview.
Norris. A lot of high expectations for North Rose. Had a great year last year, 17-5. Nice run at the in the sectionals. I think they got beat by Wellsville. That had a very strong team. So you've got Tyler Norris playing the point. He's a junior this year. He's as a sophomore last year. He was a Fab 5 Finger Lakes selection. Averaged about 15 points. Had some killer games at 25 against Lyons. One of the best games Finger Lakes 1 Sports team called last year was a semifinal against Whitman. He scored 20 points. And, of course, you got Garrett Hoyt, big guy down low. So they're going to be a solid team. And this should be a great game and a true test for your first game of the year for both teams.
Yeah, I expect this game to be really up and down. Talking to Coach Hoyt, he expects Geneva to press and play fast tempo, and he likes that. He thinks his team is going to be up and down this year. He wants to score a lot in a lot of early fast break points. So they're not going to try to slow it down at all. So look for this game to be really up and down. It might get a little bit crazy at times, but should be a well-contested game.
Again, if you missed the first game and just tuned us in, we welcome you. I'm Harold Weber with my buddies Matt Verkey along with Mike Alessio, and starters are being introduced right now. I could give you those right now. For Brian Miller's Geneva High Panthers, they're going to start Jamar McCall. They're going to also start Tyler Tyson, Marquand Ross, Noah Barber, and Benton Patchett will be the starters for the Geneva High Panthers. Had a chance to talk to head coach Brian Holt of the North Rose-Wolcott Cougars. They're going to start Connor Pendleton, Luke Gerstner, Elijah Durham, Garrett Holt, son of the coach, and Tyler Norris, who from all reports has got a lot of game. First opportunity I will have a chance to see him play. So kind of Not so sure what to expect from Geneva based on the pre-season hype. We do know that the likes of North Rose-Wolcott will be tough they'll be a tough opponent tonight or this afternoon in this game.
Yeah. Tyler Norris, a real good point guard. Good penetration, real smart, just a real heady player. So, and he's got good size, 6'2". So, they'll be going to him right from the get-go.
So, with the first game under wraps, again, the Southern Cayuga Chiefs besting South Seneca 69-53 in that first game. And let's see how she goes in game 2. And, of course, this game was slated to start around 3 o'clock, and it's a couple minutes after 3. So good timing on the part of the coaches and Rhett Taccone and everybody getting organized as we are ready to go here from the New York Chiropractic College. Again, I'm Harold Weber with Matt Verkey and Mike Alessio. And so wherever you may be checking us out on Finger Lakes 1, this webcast, we hope that you enjoy the call and enjoy the action as we are ready to rock and roll.
And where else do you see your point guard jumping center?
I was just going to say that. And here we go.
And winning it.
And winning it. Pageant as Norris wins it. And the Cougars now work from our left.
Connor Pendleton, number 10, had a real nice game last year. We saw him play against Wellsville.
Open shot from way outside is going to go off the back of the rim by North Rose. Rebounded by the Panthers. And as soon as I say that, no, and a great shot.
Jamar McCall.
McCall makes a shot. Looked like there was a steal. And then we have a foul as the ball went in the front court.
He's making his presence felt in Geneva already.
Marquand Ross with an early foul, too, so that's one on him. He's going to have to be careful. Geneva they like to play this 1-3-1 defense with Ross out front.
Gerstner, cross the lane, layup on the way, good shot.
Real nice drive.
That's Pendleton.
Connor Pendleton with a bucket. Panthers working the basketball to my right. Long shot from way outside will not go. Easy rebound by Pendleton. In a hurry come the Cougars. Stopping, popping, shooting, scoring. Tyler Norris.
Up and down game so far. Norris with a nice little pull up in the lane there, lefty.
Top of the circle, Geneva trying to penetrate.
Good matchup with Ross and Norris. Start the game off, guarding each other.
McCall now slows it down. Barber. Pass underneath, stolen by the green-laden North Rose-Wolcott Cougars. Gerstner to Pendleton, playing catch. You could hear that distinctive voice, which is normal when you get Geneva. Brian Miller is not a quiet coach. He gets into it, and you'll hear his voice during the broadcast quite a bit. We have a jump ball situation. It's still going to be the likes of North Rose-Wolcott. Just underway, 4-2 game.
I didn't see that as a jump. I thought maybe a foul or
I
no
thought
foul.
Ross was about to pick up his second foul, which would have been disastrous.
As the Panthers now will have possession of the basketball.
We got a chance to talk to Brian Miller, and it'll be interesting to see Tyler Tyson. You know, he played point mostly last year, and I was impressed by him with what I saw. They had great vision.
Barber missed a shot. Nice give and go. Give and go. Beautifully done.
But they have him playing at a wing this year, and we'll see how he adjusts to that. I always saw him as more of a point guard myself. But Coach Miller must know his players, so.
6-2, North Rose-Wolcott up by 4 early on. Shot from the way outside, left side, doesn't go. Rebound, Panthers. Shot, nice shot. Shot by the Geneva Highs. Marquand Ross. 6'4", North Rose-Wolcott. Pendleton, drive through the middle. Pendleton, no. Layup, no. Rebounded Panthers, 2 against 1 if they hurry. And we have offensive foul. Tyler Tyson on the offensive foul.
Good call there.
It's a great call and a great setup by Tyler Norris. It's not easy to stand there and take that charge when someone's going 100 miles an hour.
He had a good head of steam.
He had a great.
Nice pass inside. Shot is good. Nice pass. Gershner with the bucket.
They passed the ball very well, very disciplined. And that comes with experience and playing together.
Barber playing catch. Shot goes in the air and swish. Tyler Tyson with the bucket. Taken back by Geneva High on the turnover. Shot is in the air and it will not go. Rebounded easily by NRW.
Coach Hoyt tells him to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, Pendleton's kind of playing the point, getting Norris off it against the 1-3-1.
A little quick on the shot, I think, there, Matt.
Yeah, both teams,
Driving shot is good. Count the basket. Nice play.
Both teams, really looking to push. I'm not sure either coach dislikes some of the shots that have been going up, but they're really looking for early offense, and they're not afraid to put it up early.
Jamar McCall with a nice shot, chance to complete a three-point play here. Game is tied at 8 as you follow the action.
For a sophomore, McCall's got a nice body on him. He looks like he's pretty strong in the upper body.
He does.
He took the contact there and was able to finish. He's got 5 early points here, so the transfer really paying dividends early. Geneva with full court man-to-man here. Looking the trap.
Nice. Almost a steal. Still be North Rose-Wolcott basketball.
Yeah, Geneva got what they wanted out of that.
Yeah, Pendleton's been a little shaky with the ball early on here. He's got a couple almost a turnover there. Had a turnover earlier as well.
Inbounding North Rose-Wolcott. Down by a point to Geneva High. Here's Tyler Norris, drive it in, lay it up. No, but a foul.
Yeah, Tyler Norris, you could see he's a strong kid, too, when he gets penetrating in that lane.
That was a foul on Reed Patch, I believe, number 21 for Geneva, who's a freshman who's in the game.
Norris. Shot does not go. Tyler Norris. One of Tyler's many outstanding achievements. He scored 20 points last year in the semifinal versus Marcus Whitman.
What a game that was.
And then he, but he really struggled against Wellsville. Just looking at his stats, 1 for 10. He only had 2 points in that game, which, kind of led to North Rose's demise.
Going around this circle. Panthers look for an opportunity to penetrate. Inside. Shot by Barber from the corner. Yes. Noah Barber. Open shots. Nothing but net.
He's got a funny shot, but he must be a shooter. He's launched a couple threes early. That a couple of them went in and out, and just hit a little 8-footer.
They moved Norris back to the point. Nope.
Cross-court pass. Here's a shot from Norris. Swish. Tyler Norris.
Real nice form.
Yep.
And Geneva's run a couple new players in the game as well. Trayshawn Ross is in now.
Bouncing inside. Geneva could have got called for steps. Now there will be a violation.
Yeah.
Ball thrown in the backcourt. So it'll go back to North Rose-Wolcott. 2:15 remaining. Fast-moving first quarter.
Patrick just a little nervous there. That was his first varsity touch as a freshman. You can't blame him.
So now Geneva has Demarius Jackson in the game, as well as number 5.
Inside, Norris, count it.
And one.
Tyler Norris with the bucket and the foul. Kid's got some good form there,
yeah,
Mike.
He does, and I think he might have hit the weights a little bit this past year. He looks like he has a little more girth than I remember him last year.
(15-11). North Rose-Wolcott besting Geneva by 4 early in this game. 2 minutes to go, first quarter from New York Chiropractic College. McCall passing it to the right side, stopping, popping, shot in the air, too strong, rebounded by Norris. Lead pass down, could have got called for steps, lay it up, count it, foul.
Count it.
Nice feed, shot is good.
Great look up the court. Good sign of a good guard. As soon as Tyler Norris got the rebound, he had one up and looked down the court.
To Garrett Hope, yes.
I think McCall made a bad decision here. He should just let this one go. There's
Yeah.
no way he's going to get a charge on that. And he didn't hustle back. He kind of took his time getting back there.
Durham out of the game, in the game. Rebounded by Geneva, missed the free throw, 17-11. North Rose-Wolcott. Irvin with a basketball for the Panthers. Inside, the officials blocking our view, but that's okay. They have every right to be out there.
You know, what's noticeable with Geneva in this group is
Here's a steal, all the way to the hoop, lay it up and in.
They just don't have any presence underneath. Padgett has a little bit of height.
Gerstner with the bucket. Hey, folks, our broadcasts are brought to you by some great sponsors. Federal loans, not enough to cover the cost of your college education. The private student loan available through Generations Bank can be the answer to your funding needs. Learn more online at mygenbank.com or call 315-568-5855. And get your degree at Finger Lakes Community College at FLCC. You'll get unique learning opportunities that can prepare you for a great career and give you the real-world experience as you earn your degree. FLCC is now taking applications for spring semester. Visit www.flcc.edu to learn more. Score right now, folks. NRW, North Rose-Wolcott, leading by 8, 19-11. Panthers trying to stay in this one and stay close. Cross-court pass, lay it up in, does not go, and it's going to be North Rose-Wolcott basketball.
So with McCall out of the game, they move Tyler Tyson to the point.
And I think Geneva's kind of struggled. They went deep to their bench, and this second group hasn't fared as well.
Yeah.
Here's a steal by the Panthers. Drive it to the hoop. Lose control of the basketball, and what do we got? It's going to be Geneva basketball.
It's a bad decision by Gerstner trying to dribble through that zone there. So hopefully he will have learned his lesson early today.
Yeah.
Inbounding layup. Nice pass, nice shot.
That's got to drive Coach
Irvin
Hoyt
with the bucket.
crazy. Giving up an easy one off an inbound pass like that.
Be patient.
Coach Hoyt to our right, yelling to his team to be patient. Under 24 seconds to go. Drive it in, bounce it inside, looking for some opening, can't find it. 13 seconds to go. Geneva with a chance to bring this game to within potentially 3. Shot is up and no. Rebounded Panthers. Time running out. Shot is no, air ball. Rebounded North Rose-Wolcott, and the quarter will end. Score at the end of 1. North Rose-Wolcott 19. The Panthers of Geneva 13. We'll continue with more basketball coverage after this commercial.
Guidance and partnership through every step of the journey. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Good luck to all of our student athletes this high school sports season.
Big enough to have degree programs that will take me where I want to go. and small enough that I don't have to travel alone.
Big enough that I can take classes from anywhere, and small enough to get the support I need to succeed.
Big enough that there's always something going on, and small enough that I'm never just a face in the crowd. Finger Lakes Community College.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at courtside. Harold Weber with Matt Verkey and Mike Alessio. Game 2 of 4 games we're webcasting today for you. Southern Cayuga won the first game against South Seneca Falcons by 16. This one has got a 6-point margin enjoyed by North Rose-Wolcott Cougars. We're back to action with 7:40 remaining till halftime. Pass thrown away and taken back by Geneva High.
I see the advantage of having Tyler Norris at the wing, but I think it's a compromise for him not having him at the point to take control.
Ross goes in for a shot, will not go. Here they come, 2 against 1, now 2 against 2, and it goes right back to the Wolcott gentleman, and he gets fouled, and that is their star Tyler Norris, who will be going to the line for 2.
Well, yeah, and Pendleton got lucky there. That should have been another turnover. He threw it right to Geneva, and luckily the guy from Geneva dropped it, and it went right to North Rose. So he's made some conspicuous decisions here as of late, and I know Coach Hoyt's trying to keep Norris on against that 1-3-1 off on the wing so he can do a little bit more scoring. But, they need to take care of that ball a little bit better up top.
Yeah, I think there's more damage being done by not having him at the point than at the wing. So
Tyler makes 1 out of 2. Tyler Norris.
He's missed 3 free throws already, too.
That's unusual. Got beautiful form.
Yep.
Panthers down by 7. Stolen now by North Rose-Wolcott again.
Terrible pass.
Pass down, coming in, drive it in, lay it up and in. And that layup was done by Connor Pendleton.
He's an athletic kid. I like him going to the basket.
Yeah. I think they could accomplish the same thing with him on the wing.
Yeah. Coach Miller not too thrilled with that pass, I don't think.
No.
Making some substitutions here, getting Marquand Ross back in the game. Hopefully try to settle things down here a little bit for the Geneva Panthers.
Stepped on the end line. That was a mistake on Norris's part.
Yeah, he didn't get back in.
Never got back in.
I don't think he was anticipating a pass back that quickly.
Right.
Ross showed some token pressure. And
the coach, Brian Miller, yelling West Virginia.
North Rose playing a 2-3 zone.
2-3 zone being employed, and the Panthers now trying to find an opening into that zone. Bouncing, shot in the air, nice shot, rims and comes out.
Good rebound by the little man out there.
North Rose-Wolcott out in a hurry. Here is Norris driving.
Good block
by the Panthers. It'll be Geneva basketball.
Nice take there. It was good, just good defense by Geneva. I like the aggressiveness of Norris. Just came up with a nice block there.
Famous West Virginia call now as Geneva try to find an opening. Shot is up and yes.
Marquand Ross.
Marquand Ross with the bucket.
And Coach Miller wasn't kidding when he said he's going to go deep. I think he's already played 11, 12 kids in this game.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time keeping up with who's in the game.
Yeah. Given a chance for the shot, Norris will put up a prayer. It doesn't go. A rebound, however, by North Rose-Wolcott. Left side. Cross court. Baseline. 5-footer. Short. Rebounded by the Panthers. Trying to throw it all the way down the court. A dangerous pass. Somehow saved by the Panthers. Nice save on the part
Real nice
of
save.
Ross. And a foul. Yeah, Coach Miller is not letting the paint get too wet on the sidelines. He's bringing them in, taking them out.
Yeah, I think he'll be testing to see what sort of combinations work.
Wholesale substitutions. And here's a throwaway by the Panthers.
So you're going to start pressing again here.
As the Panthers want to play an up-tempo game with lots of defensive pressure. And they got it.
Yeah.
Just like they drew it up on the board. Shot going up, and it's
Nice.
gonna not go. It rims and comes out.
Ooh, no call.
Goes back to the Panthers. Driving, lay it up, good. Nice play by Tyson. Tyler Tyson with the bucket. And the Panthers trail by 5, and there's going to be a stoppage. Got a call. Foul's going to go against Barber. And going to the line will be the likes of Garrett Hoyt.
North Road's going to need to be a little more patient against that press and make a little better passing. Or Coach Miller, I'm sure, will be pressing a lot more.
Only a 5-point game. Geneva down by a fin. Shot from way outside. Going to be an air ball. I think they really rushed that, Burke.
Yeah, that's
really
not a good
rushed
shot.
that.
I know he wants to play fast, but that's a that's a contested 3 early.
Right.
You can get something better than that.
Much better.
We got a timeout on the court, and that gives us a chance to talk about some of our great sponsors that make this possible. At Dobbins Drugs, they believe their customers are like one big family. Whether you need assistance getting over a winter's common cold, which I have gotten over, I hope, or a get well card, Dobbins is there to help you. Located in downtown Lyons for over 50 years and 3 generations, and all that time, our philosophy has never changed. Their customers come first. And Finger Lakes Partners, insurance for your life, home, auto, and future. Trust someone who lives in your community with offices in Geneva, Waterloo, and Victor. Visit Finger Lakes Partners online at fingerlakesinsurance.com.
On the screen right now, we got some highlights from that North Rose-Wolcott Marcus Whitman game, and what a turnaround. Whitman was down, rattled off 10 straight points to go up by 6 points with a minute left, and you're starting to see a little bit of the comeback by North Rose, and what an incredible game it was. This was the 10th point by Caleb Green, I think his name was, for and then we had a couple inadvertent passes that really turned the game around. And
nice
Jacob Stevenson with North Rose, who graduated. Great game.
Nice footage. And here's a steal by North Rose-Wolcott. 2 against 1. Norris to the middle. Layup, and is not going to go, but a foul.
It's Garrett Hoyt going in there.
Good foul by Tyson.
Back to the line. Garrett Hoyt.
And, Geneva's going to need to be a little bit careful here. They got 8 fouls this half already, so every time they commit a foul, it's going to be a 1-on-1, or on the shooting foul, obviously 2.
By the way, that footage from last year's sectional play, a compliment to Jim Seneca and the great work that he does of getting that information and putting it into production so we can show that stuff during the key moments of our broadcast. We thank Jim for his outstanding effort on that part. By the way, Jim will be calling games 3 and 4. I'm sure he'll look forward working with Kevin Kay, Kevin Korzaneski, along with Brad Connor. They'll be coming up after this game. Shot from way outside is going to be hit the apparatus on top. That's going to go back to North Rose-Wolcott. Only a 6-point game. It looks like it should be bigger than that, Burke.
Yeah, not much scoring this half.
Right.
I think North Rose only got a couple
nice
buckets
bounce pass. Too strong. Layup Norris. Nice passing by the Cougars of North Rose-Wolcott.
That's how you beat a press.
8-point game. Geneva down by 8.
Geneva needs to get something close to the basket. Threes aren't falling for them. They need to work something in. This zone has really slowed Geneva down.
It has.
Tyson playing catch now with McCall.
And the hard thing is they just don't have anybody down
Stopping
low.
and popping. It's not going to go. Rebound Geneva high. And the nice shot by the likes of Marquand Ross. 25-19. Here come the Cougars. Lay it up. No. Rebounded by the Cougars. Keep it. Here's Norris inside. Count it. Unbelievable. Where you thought Geneva was going to get it, coming back down the other way, they kept it alive and scored the bucket by Norris.
Strong kid.
Good, yeah, that's just determination there. He missed a couple shots, got the rebound. He's big enough to, he's stronger this year. He's big enough to go back up and score inside.
Didn't give up on it.
And a timeout on the court. 27-19, 8-point North Rose-Wolcott lead. By the way, folks, our broadcast webcast, which we're going to be doing starting today with 4 games, and a continuation. We'll give you some upcoming games as we get near the wrap-up of this game. Penny's Place, what a great place that is. Family restaurant located on routes 5 and 20 in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. They're well known for their large portions and home-cooked meals, a large selection of breakfast items, and everything from burgers, salad bar, and wraps for lunch. If you want a great meal while pinching a penny, come to Penny's Place, a place that I frequent quite often. And if you order an omelet, Mike, they ask if they want hot sauce, too. They always make sure you have the hot sauce on the omelet.
Why ask? Who doesn't want hot sauce?
The dog doesn't. When you get to be 70 years old, you won't use hot sauce in your either. You'll have a plain vanilla. But, hey, we're having fun here. This is the Dog H. Weber with Matt Verkey and Mike Alessio. We're reunited again. It's been months since we've worked together. It's good to get back in the stream of things. No pun indicated. Coming up again, Jimmy, with games 3 and 4, Midlakes Lyons. And then, of course, Mynderse against Clyde-Savannah. Brings back a lot of memories, evokes a lot of memories in my body. Having covered those arch-rival games for Clyde and Mynderse for years in football and in basketball, Burke, and they were classic battles.
Yeah, this should be a good matchup. You know, Clyde might be a little undersized playing Mynderse, but they got a bunch of great athletes. And, you know, they'll bring it tonight, I'm sure. Coach Jackson does a nice job with that team.
The Panthers missed the shot. Coming the other way are the Cougars. North Rose-Wolcott leading by 8. Nice block by the Panthers coming out. And the Panthers now almost lost it. They get it back. Only down by 8. Use their heads, make some good shots, and they can close the gap. 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining till halftime. McCall, shot way outside, is good.
Marquand Ross.
Marquand Ross, 27-22. As we just said, all of a sudden it's only a 5-point game. Here's Norris.
Back to the 1-3-1 for Geneva.
1-3-1, stopping, popping, short, rebound, Panthers. So down 5, got a chance to get it to within 2 or 3. Trayshawn Ross, here's the shot from the outside. It will not go. And look where that ball is. We need somebody tall like Matt Verkey to go over and get that.
I don't think I can get up that high.
All right. How about you, Mike? A little jump start maybe, huh?
Maybe if it was maybe a couple inches lower, I might be able to get that one.
Now we're going to play a little bit of 3 for $1. That's 1. We're going to attempt the second one. That is good, and he gets a free teddy bear. Take out of here. All right. Good move.
It's a nice touch, though, get the ball stuck up there. It's hard to do. But, yeah, Geneva's really, you know, this game's kind of turned in their way a little bit here. They got North Rose a little out of sorts.
Well, I think the game changed a little bit with Hoyt out of there as well. He's been on the bench.
Yep.
Pass cross court. Cougars up by 5, trying to extend, and they do. On the bucket. That was a tough one. Credit the basket.
Elijah Durham. Chance for an and 1 here. Big bucket for North Rose because they hadn't scored in a while.
Elijah Durham on the free throw line, trying to extend a 7-point lead, and he does. Now the lead is 8. North Rose-Wolcott Cougars leading by 8 as we close into the 1-minute mark of the first half. Fake the shot, will not take it. Ross with it, and a travel. And that's just got to kill you, Burke. You're down
that's
8
kind of a
minute to go.
Unforced turnover there.
Yeah, they were showing good patience.
Yeah.
Hoyt checking back in.
Hoyt coming into the ball game. Departing. Gershner for the Cougars of North Rose-Wolcott. 1 minute to go till halftime. Ball tapped away, taken back by the Panthers. Here they come in a hurry, and they're going to get a foul called. I'll tell you one thing about the Panther gentlemen there. Mr. Trayshawn gave up his body to cover that foul there, Verk.
Yeah, that I don't know about the foul call. It looked like, you know, I didn't think it was going to be a no call.
At the line, Trayshawn Ross for Geneva High, trailing 8, shot up, and no. Substituting, leaving is Tyler Norris, substituting Gerstner. Here's Ross with another shot, and he goes 0 for 2 it. And diving for the basketball, taken back by the Cougars of North Rose-Wolcott. They almost joined our broadcast table. Pass to the right side, shot in the air, and it will go.
Dustin Reed.
Dustin Reed knocks one home. The lead is 10 with 20 seconds to go till half. Stolen by the Cougars. This kills you when you're down. Driving to the hoop, lay it up, blocked by the Panthers. Saved by the Cougars, and a foul. So the Cougars never say die. I believe they got Jeremy Brand on that foul.
I think it was actually Patchett.
Patchett.
Yeah.
Ben Patchett at the line. Elijah Durham. Shot doesn't go.
North Rose missed quite a few foul shots this half as well. I got them 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 misses, I think they got at the line.
Elijah, shot goes up and it goes in. Here comes the Panthers, lost control again. 2 against 2. Drive a travel.
Yeah.
That took about 7 steps. That's going to go back to Geneva. 1.7 seconds to go. Not a lot of time, Mike, to get one off. Touch and throw, right, Mike? Pretty much. Shot at the buzzer. No.
A little too much.
So at the end of a fast-moving first half here from New York Chiropractic College, North Rose-Wolcott Cougars take the lead 33-22 at halftime. We'll come back with our halftime show after we hear from these commercial breaks. Tonight's live broadcast of Section 5 High School Basketball is brought to you by Generations Bank. Federal loans not enough to cover your college education? Learn about the private student loans available through Generations Bank at mygenbank.com. By Finger Lakes Community College. Thinking about life after high school? Get your degree at Finger Lakes Community College. Dr. Rod Littlejohn Orthodontics. Celebrating over 30 years of smiles with style and proud to support our area high school athletes. UR Medicine and Thompson Health, medicine of the highest order. Dobbins Pharmacy, serving their customers in downtown Lyons for over 50 years and 3 generations. By Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, with offices in Geneva, Victor, and Waterloo. Trust someone who lives in your community. Ferrara Lumber and Building Supplies. Plan your next kitchen or bathroom remodeling project at ferraralumber.com. By the Newark Pilots and Geneva Red Wings of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League. Penny's Place Family Restaurant. Large portions and home-cooked meals in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. By Jimmer's Auto and Stevers Garage. Late model cars, trucks, and minivans on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. By Finger Lakes Construction, building structures for a wide range of applications with state-of-the-art design and flawless execution since 1969. Red's Place, great lunches served daily in downtown Seneca Falls, and $1 tacos every Monday night. And FingerLakes1.com digital marketing. Building, maintaining, and hosting great websites for local businesses since 1999.
Big enough to have degree programs that will take me where I want to go. And small enough that I don't have to travel alone.
Big enough that I can take classes from anywhere. and small enough to get the support I need to succeed.
Big enough that there's always something going on, and small enough that I'm never just a face in the crowd. Finger Lakes Community College.
Wisdom passed on from generation to generation. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Welcome back, everybody, from the York Chiropractic College. I'm Harold Weber, and we're delighted to have a guest who I've seen quite often over in the Clyde-Savannah area, Tim Jackson, the head coach of the Golden Eagles. Coach, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
I spent a lot of time going to Clyde doing a lot of sports way back when, and probably covered a lot of games that you were involved in. Your impressions thus far, the first half of this game, it looked like Geneva's had opportunities to cut that deficit, but all of a sudden here come the Cougars the other way with a steal or whatever. And they're led by that outstanding player, Tyler Norris.
I was speaking with someone today. I think Tyler, he may be the best player in the area. They've got 4 of their players back from last year. They're very talented, these 4 kids that they brought back. Good height. They can handle the ball. Very skilled players. So we'll have our hands full with them Tuesday.
That's all right. Now, you, of course, don't play until tonight, 7 o'clock, scheduled a couple games out. Talk a little bit about the Golden Eagle version of the 15-16 season. What do you like so far in the practice sessions, and what concerns you the most?
The injuries that we have.
Okay.
We haven't had a full roster in the gym yet. We're missing 2 kids. Dylan Uffles, he's a 6'1 kid, shoot the ball, long kid. And Nick Ramos, 5'9", 5'10", but he's just a strong kid. We're going to miss him. He's out for 3 weeks. Dylan's out for 2 weeks. We just got Gerard Fennell back. These are all football injuries. Just got him back in the gym. Tyler Rattray is just coming back around this week. Nate Paddock's been hurt, his ankles. He was a quarterback for the Golden Eagles. And his brother Clayton's been hurt as well, so it's like a mass unit around there.
I was going to say, you got the tent set up?
But no excuses, though. I mean, we still have to play this game. We had a good scrimmage the other day against Finney. I was encouraged with what I saw, so I'm looking forward to the season. I'm looking forward to tonight's game as well.
Well, Mynderse Academy in Clyde-Savannah, when I started doing radio sports back in 1970, the Ferrandino brothers over in Clyde,
Yes.
Joe and Mike, I had done Waterloo Minders games because that's where we're based in Seneca Falls, our radio station. And they said, you got to come over and check on the Golden Eagles of Clyde-Savannah. Of course, I knew where Clyde was, and I kind of followed their sports conquest. And I drove over that bridge, drawn into Clyde, and got to meet Nick Nicola, a legendary coach. And for that point, after watching him play and realizing this area, Clyde-Savannah, is going to be a tremendous success story for us not to cover. We got to cover these guys. Football, basketball, the 2 major sports that we cover, basically. And it was the best move I ever made, putting them on our schedule and going over for so many games for football game and so many classic basketball battles in that gymnasium over there. So every time I go to Clyde, it brings back a lot of memories. And talk a little bit about the, trying to think of the right word, the ability to go back as many decades as you can do in Clyde-Savannah and realize it's a hotbed of sports and has been, and it's a tribute to the folks there and the great athletes that you've brought through there, that school has brought through. It's amazing.
I just believe it's a history.
Yeah, a history, exactly.
I think it's passed down from generation to generation, and I think it's an expectation. I mean, I tell my kids all the time, we have an obligation to do this thing the right way because all the great players ahead of us, and we have people that are 50, 60, 70, 80. Coach Nicola comes to all my games.
I know.
And the coach is coach. Everybody knows about him. But I think we have an expectation, an obligation to play this game the way it's supposed to be played. And it's to play it hard and play it unselfishly. And that's what I try to instill in these kids because, I always tell these kids we're playing basketball, but this is life. So I just think they're starting to really understand the history. I think for a while there, we had that drought where we didn't win anything for a while. But I think these kids understand a little bit better now, and they know what it takes to get to that next level. And, last year it's still, it didn't go as the way that I planned it was going to go. So I've been thinking about that all year. So
it sounds like the model that you want to share with your team. And anybody checking us out right now, Tim Jackson, head coach of the Clyde-Savannah Golden Eagles, playing Mynderse Academy in the nightcap later on in about 3 hours or so. No pain, no gain, right, Coach? Got to have a little pain.
I got to have a little pain. You got to have a little pain. Mynderse is a great team. Hopefully we can give them a good game tonight.
That's right.
They're ranked number 1 in the area for a reason. They've got great players.
A lot of returning starters.
A lot of returning players.
A lot of height, too, big guys.
A lot of height. They've got 3-year starters here, so we'll have our hands full tonight.
Well, I appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your schedule and look forward to seeing the game later. And good success, and I'll see you in Clyde some night.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Tim Jackson, head coach of the Clyde-Savannah Golden Eagles, taking on Mynderse Academy in the nightcap of this spectacular. Hey, before we go, Coach, I got to ask you, what about this setting for the tip-off? Phenomenal, right? Great
Couldn't be any
facility.
better. Love it. Love it.
Red Taccone does a spectacular job.
Oh, yes. I was glad we were invited to come and play in this. And like I said, playing against Mynderse, what an honor to play in that game.
Well, happy holidays to you.
Thank you, you too.
All right. Tim Jackson, our special guest here at halftime on Finger Lakes 1. And again, the score is North Rose-Wolcott leading 33-22 over the likes of Geneva High Panthers. And, of course, I want to remind everybody.
Guidance and partnership through every step of the journey. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Good luck to all of our student athletes this high school sports season.
Big enough to have degree programs that will take me where I want to go. And small enough that I don't have to travel alone.
Big enough that I can take classes from anywhere. And small enough to get the support I need to succeed.
Big enough that there's always something going on. And small enough that I'm never just a face in the crowd. Finger Lakes Community College.
Welcome back to the college, New York Chiropractic College in Seneca Falls, the beautiful host for this spectacular 4-game kickoff as we begin our coverage of high school sports here in Finger Lakes 1. And it couldn't have worked out better for our operation. Jim booked us early on, and what a great friend to have in Rhett Taccone, who was on the air with Mike and Matt earlier in our telecast. Could not give us better facilities, Verk. Primo, midcourt. Lots of space, spectacular.
Yeah, it's a great setup. Love the atmosphere, and looking forward to a fun second half. That first half was up and down.
Yeah,
wasn't really very crisply played. I don't think a lot of turnovers from both teams. And North Rose here with 11-point lead. Obviously, Geneva's going to come out here and apply some pressure, and we'll see how North Rose reacts.
Mike, you want to run down some quick scoring in the first half?
Yeah, we got from North Rose, Tyler Norse leading all scorers with 14, Gersner with 4, Connor Pendleton with 4, Elijah Durham 6, Garrett Hoyt with 3, and Dustin Reed with 2. On the Panthers side, Jamar McCall with 5, Tyler Tyson 2, Marcon Ross with 4, Trayshawn Ross had 5, Noah Barber 4, and Irvin had 2. So 10 team fouls on Geneva, playing a little more aggressive, which I think is to be expected. Only 3 with from North Rose. Connor Pendleton had 2. Tyler Tyson and Marcon Ross each have 2, so I think they'll need to watch that because they certainly need them in there. And they're going to want to play a little more aggressive. That seems to be when they click a little bit better. So we'll see. Good first half.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to play the second half of this one, 33-22. 11-point margin enjoyed by the Cougars, and they have the basketball as we begin third quarter action. Pass underneath, layup. How they let that young man stay open. That's amazing. As that kid had himself, I think the dog could have made that one. Elijah Durham on that bucket. And all of a sudden, it's a 13-point lead. A little bit of lapse defensively, Mike.
Yeah, you just can't have that sort of breakdown in your first possession. You should be coming out thinking, full of energy, And, you know, it's a wide open layup that you just give away, and you're already down 11.
Right. Pass goes inside, blocked by the Cougars, and here they come again. Leading by 11, getting the first bucket, trying to get another one, blocked by the Panthers, stolen back by North Rolls. Should be Geneva basketball, it is.
Hoyt struggling to finish inside a little bit. You know, he's a better player than he showed so far today. He's just having a hard time finishing around the rim.
Jimmy's showing the dog picture around there. Join us every Monday morning at 9:30 for the Weber This Week show that I do. Interview all kinds of personalities. The Omens, owners of the perfect game, Newark Pilot.
Nice pass.
Nice pass and a foul. Bob and Leslie Oman expected in the studio on Monday. We look forward to that. That is each and every week. We've been doing it for about 3.5 years now. We used to call it Weber on Sports. Now it's Weber This Week to allow us to bring in all platforms of life. And we've had DAs, judges, you name it, we've had them on. So we look forward to having additional guests coming up in a new year. Here's a free throw up and good by the Panthers.
And
that, of course, is Benton Pageant. 35-23, shot in the air, and it will not go. Long rebound, Cougars of NRW. Midlakes Lions coming up after this one.
Man-to-man pressure by Geneva.
Man-to-man being applied by Geneva High, and we have that's a cheap foul. Those are the kind that drives a coach crazy.
And number 3.
And that hurts. Marquand Ross with a chippy. Substituting for Marquand will be the likes of Delmarius Jackson.
It was a good thought, but you just need to be a little bit smarter if it's not there once you get to that man.
Norris laid off. Norris laid off. No layup, and we're going to have a foul going the other way. Could be on the likes. It will be on the likes of Garrett Hoyt.
Coach Hoyt really wants him to call the hand checking that's been going on.
The Panthers, 6:20 remaining, third quarter, down by 12. Still be Geneva basketball.
I think we'll be hearing that from a lot of the coaches when it gets rolled out that it's a point of emphasis. You know everyone's going to be looking for it. Missed him underneath.
Timeout, Geneva. To make sure they didn't get caught on the 5-second violation. Good thinking on Coach Miller.
Tyler just happened to be looking the wrong way. He had a man wide open underneath the basket.
A perfect game collegiate baseball action hits the Finger Lakes coming up this summer with the Newark Pilots and Geneva Twins in action nightly, showcasing some of the best collegiate baseball players in the country. Go to NewarkPilots.com or GenevaTwins.com for season ticket packages. I know my wife Mary and myself, along with Gene and Sandy Lopez, good friends of Matt, who know them very well. They always like to go with us at least 3 or 4 times to Newark baseball games. Nothing quite like it. A hot dog, a beer, priceless.
Yeah, can't beat that. And
it's great.
Here's some highlights from last year's North Rose-Wolcott game against Wellsville, game which they lost handily. It ended up being 52-36. That ended their season. North Rose really never got it going in that game. Tyler Norris really struggled, and I'm sure he was anxious to get back out here tonight and put that game behind him.
As the Panthers down by 12, move it inside, get it thrown away, and once again, another turnover. I guess I would not be keeping stats of the turnovers, Verkey. We'd run out of ink right now based a lot of turnovers.
Both ways.
Oh, nice play!
Nice pass.
And the layup was missed. Stolen back by the Panthers. What a nice alley-oop play and nice
Great
thinking
pass.
timeout. Cougars, what a beautiful play.
Nice play. You got to finish it, though.
Oh, you got to finish it.
Another missed layup.
Yeah.
Good hustle. Hoyt missed the layup, then he hustled to get that ball back. But, you got to finish those.
Hey, Jimmers Autos offers a full inventory of late models, cars, trucks, and minivans. Check out their full inventory online at jimmersauto.com. And for service, visit Stever's Garage on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. Jimmers Auto and Stever's Garage, strong supporters of local high school athletes for over 40 years. Another great sponsor. Again, we can't say enough about the great sponsors that have made this possible, this trek starting tonight and going through February with an array of games. And we will, Jimmy, no doubt, will be posting some information. We'll let you know about the upcoming games after tonight. Here's a steal by Geneva, and taken back by North Rose. Stolen back by Geneva, and look out. As the Panthers get it back, down to 2 people, they threw it away. Holy cow. Oh, Mike, that's gotta drive you insane.
Yeah, they got to convert that. You
got a steal. You got not one, Mike. You got 2.
2 guys.
And a ball went off the hands of one of them.
Barber didn't see Tyler Tyson back there.
Yeah.
Here we go. Jimmy just had it posted for some of the upcoming action. 35-23. North Rose-Wolcott driving, blocked by the Panthers.
Tyler Tyson playing some great defense.
Coming out is Tyson. Panthers need a bucket. Down low, turning, shooting, and scoring. Benton Patchett with the bucket.
Good move.
35-25. Do the Panthers have a run in them here with 5 minutes remaining? Third quarter. Norris could have got called maybe for dragging that foot. Got away with it. Cougars moving inside, and a foul, a chintzy foul. We were just talking about Tyler Tyson, Mike. That's 3 on Tyler.
3 on him as well. So that's going to, between him and Ross, so early in the second half, that's going to be some hard damage to recover from.
Ross is coming in for the departing Tyler. Long inbound for the Cougars. Donned in nice green uniforms. Pass outside, open shot in the air. It will go off the back rim. No, rebounded by the Panthers. All right, Panthers down by 10. Coach Miller wants him to run, and he threw it away. Going the other way. Going to the hoop, lay it up. No!
Another layup.
Rebounded by Geneva High. Here's Ross coming into the front court. Ross to the hoop, lay it up. Yes!
Nice shot.
What a play by Ross. Coast to coast.
4-point swing there, miss one and give up one at the other.
Oh, we almost had another one. Diving for the basketball to the Panthers. Layup for the Cougars. And the Cougars get a score from Elijah Durham. End-to-end action. Lead is only 10, and the Panthers bouncing it top of the lane, turning and shooting, and it will not go. Rebound foul, though. Rebounded by Geneva High. And that rebound was by Benton Patchett. He'll go to the line for a couple.
North Rose a little passive underneath.
Here we go, Mike. True or false? FL1 Sports, Mike Alessio successfully completed an Ironman triathlon. True or false, Mike? Mike completed his first. Wow. Lake Placid in 2008.
That's correct.
That's impressive.
It's a great accomplishment.
That is
Thank you
superb.
very much. It's quite the day. Unforgettable.
Now,
you gonna do another one?
I'd like to someday.
Yeah.
It's a huge commitment on the training end of it.
Sure.
So it gets harder as you get older. That's for sure.
I got belts older than you are, Mike. All right. 37-27. 37-28. I knew they didn't put up the other point. As the pass goes underneath, could have got caught for steps,
Yeah,
got away with
so
it.
as well.
And he got away with it. Credit the bucket to Durham. That was definitely a shuffle of the feet.
Yeah, I think there were 2 of them on that possession, one up top as well. I'm a little surprised Brian Miller's still in his seat.
The lead is 11. I am surprised as well. Panthers trying to get up back to a reasonable shot. Doesn't go. Rebounded by the Cougars of North Rose-Wolcott. Lead pass coming to our broadcast table. 39-28 right to the head coach.
I think Hoyt was expecting him to take off down the court. He had an open sideline, but
Dustin Reed will come into the action. Leaving will be Durham. The Panthers right in front of our broadcast table. Ross will inbound to McCall.
You're taking the foul line right now. That's it right there. Tyler, drop in.
you know, guys, the thing I see about North Rose is they always have that 5 mid-range height guys. There's never a small team out there.
Shot is up and no good by the Panthers. Coming down 1 against 1 if they hurry, and now it's 1 against 4. They back it out. Now they move it into the middle with the likes of Norris driving. Had a chance for a shot, didn't take it. Reed will get rid of it, or he tried to anyways. Could be 5 seconds. Oh my, it is the 5-second call. I think they got to within 8 seconds and finally made the call, Mike. That seemed like forever.
Well, Reed's complaining that he was getting hacked. And he may well have been, but.
Don't they all?
Yeah.
2:33 remaining, third quarter on Finger Lakes 1 Sports coverage, webcasting of 4 games today from the college. I'm Harold Weber with Mike Alessio and Matt Verkey along for the first 2 games. We hope you've enjoyed the streaming if you've been checking us out off and on during the last few hours. Here's a bomb from way outside, long rebounded by Geneva. Turning, shooting, and scoring.
Good job.
Nice shot. Nice shot on the part of the Panthers. And
that's Reed, Patchett. That's probably his first varsity points.
There you go.
That we witnessed.
Shot up and doesn't go. Rebounded by the Cougars. Now I got 21 on my program as Jeremy Brandt. Not correct? I'm double checking my score sheet for Geneva High. Anyways, he made a great play and a great shot. 39-30.
No, 21's definitely Reed Patchett.
Okay.
They're down by 9. They can close this out to 7. Be the closest they've been, and they have a nice
Inside,
entry pass.
Doesn't go.
Good entry pass by McCall.
Hmm. 20 Reed Patchett, okay. Shot is up and good by the Panthers. The lead is only 8. Could be 7. It is not. Rebounded by North Rose-Wolcott. Slow it down, says the coach, with 1.5 minutes remaining, third quarter.
Nice tough
There's
man-to-man
Norris,
defense.
right side of the lane, goes to the middle. Norris driving in, laying up and in.
That was a great move.
What an outstanding move.
Good hesitation move.
Big
Nice
answer for
move.
North Rose there.
Tyler Norris answers.
Yeah, that would have been a nice stop for Geneva with a chance to bring it to 5, but now it jumps to 9.
Shot from way outside is not going to go. Rebounded, however, by the Panthers. Irvin. Back out to McCall.
Geneva just really struggles shooting the ball.
Yeah.
They don't have anybody with the knockdown shooter. You know,
Yeah.
Ross hit one early, but he's probably attempted 4 or 5 since then.
Yeah.
They've not been able to get through the hoop.
Under 1 minute to play, third quarter. Geneva down by 10 as the Cougars inside, turning, shooting, not going to go. Rebounded by North Rose-Wolcott. Foul. Geneva foul. Trayshawn Ross on the foul for Geneva High. As the Panthers will play defense, under 42 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
You know, one thing for North Rose, you talk about their size, is that, you know, Norris is their point guard, 6'3". He might be their best rebounder, best passer, best shooter. You know, he kind of does it all
I
for
know
this
he
team.
does. He's
He hasn't been in a position to shoot too much on the outside besides that early on.
Yeah.
Norris.
There's another one.
Shot from outside, going to be short. Rebounded by the Panthers, kept alive by Geneva High. 20 seconds remaining. Geneva down by 10. Need a bucket in a hurry, and they do not get it. Just outside the rim. 13 seconds. 13 seconds.
Might not
Cougars
be a bad
up by
foul.
10.
That was a good foul.
Oh, and as Norris tried to make a run to the bucket and got fouled.
He was on the ground. Foul on the ground.
Yeah, take it out. 7.5 seconds to go.
The lead is 10. It's a big pivotal play here, Mike. If you can hold them to at least 10. Looks a lot better than 12 or 13.
It sure does.
Inbounding, Gerstner. Shot underneath and a foul.
Simple give and go.
You know what they
Give and
say?
go.
Dangerous person is the guy taking it out.
That's right.
And they kind of forgot about him there. Just simple play, threw it in and cut to the basket.
Gersner now will be at the line. Luke's shot is up and no. Couple substitutions, giving a couple of his starters a little of a semi-breather.
Give him a little extra rest on the bench. He's a sophomore. Gage Lewis, it looks like, or Leos.
Yeah, Leos. Shot is up and good. So it's 42-31. 4 seconds remaining, third quarter. 2 seconds, 1 second. Shot in the air. Good! Counted at the bucket. A rainmaker, folks, has the score. Only 8 going into the fourth quarter. Amazing shot, 42-34, North Rose-Wolcott. We'll come back with a fourth and final quarter, we think, after this break.
Wow.
Big enough to have degree programs that will take me where I want to go. And small enough that I don't have to travel alone.
Big enough that I can take classes from anywhere. And small enough to get the support I need to succeed.
Big enough that there's always something going on. And small enough that I'm never just a face in the crowd. Finger Lakes Community College.
Good luck to all of our student athletes this high school sports season.
We hold on to the things that really matter. Welcome to Generations Bank.
Good timing as we're underway. Fourth and final quarter. Geneva only down by 8 with possession.
Could be a big momentum shift to that last three-pointer.
As the Panthers drive to the bucket, no continuation. They give that in the NBA. I don't know why they didn't give it there, Mike. They start about.
Coach White wanted to make sure that that foul wasn't on Tyler Norris.
Right.
And I don't blame him.
Yep. The Panthers.
Yeah, that was a big shot at the end of the quarter by sophomore Gage Lewis.
Yeah.
And, North Rose got put a little bit more pressure on him. They based him, he had a deep shot, but it wasn't that difficult. They let him walk it up and shoot a 23-footer.
Right. As the Panthers only down by 8, can cut it to within 6 or 5. Ross, drive it in, throw it up, and no. Rebound it, long rebound by North Rose-Wolcott. Here comes Pendleton, no. Counter Pendleton, but a foul.
I think Jake Prain tripped him under the basket there a little bit.
Jake had the fear of God in his eyes, and he saw that big guy coming toward him, and since he's moved his chair to the back.
By the way, nice touch here, too. The little kids underneath the baskets with the brooms. I like that. A little touch, the mops, clean up the place. See a few of them around here. Look at the ones taking care of that one down that side. Nice touch.
That's Rhett Tacconi's son, I think.
Nice touch, yeah.
Where's that? Over there,
I think so.
Nice touch. 1 out of 2 for the Cougars. The lead now is 9. North Rose-Wolcott leading by 9. As the Panthers work the basketball to my left. Underneath.
Nice cut.
Nice cut. Shot in the air.
Play.
No.
Finish.
Panthers have had trouble scoring a bucket.
1-1.
1-1 now.
Well, the way North Rose has been shooting foul shots, it might not be a bad thing.
Right.
Yeah. They're going to be at the line a lot here over this last 7 minutes, with Geneva's aggressive style of play. They're going to have to knock some of these down.
By the way, game number 1 found the Southern Cayuga Chiefs besting South Seneca Falcons 69-53, if you have just joined us. The Chiefs look really good. Shot is in the air by Norris and good on the free throw line. Remember, Midlakes Lyons, after we take our break, we will have a post-game show. Then we'll sign off for a bit, come back on around 5:30 for Game 3. Lyons, Midlakes. And then they will move it into the Game 4 tonight, which will be Clyde-Savannah at Clyde-Savannah Mynderse Academy right here.
If Geneva's going to make a run, this is the group that they're going to need to do it with. I think this is the strongest group they've had.
Shot is up and no good. And a chintzy foul.
Yeah.
You hate to see it. Ross on the foul.
4. That's 4 fouls.
That's 4 fouls on Marquand. Ross?
Not a smart foul at all.
No.
I think you got to let him play it out here. Well, they're going to sub for him, I think. But, they're going to need him to make a comeback here.
Yeah, that's the second time he's committed a foul that he should have stayed away from.
A name you're going to get
90 feet away from the basket.
A name you may get bored by me saying. The last 6:48 will be Tyler Norris, because I'm sure he'll get the ball a lot, Verk, and he'll go to that line a lot too. Shot is up and beautiful form.
Yeah, I'm sure that's who Coach Hoyt would want at the line. Tyler Norris, he's junior point guard. Started as a sophomore and has great form at the line. And
this kid's got beautiful form.
There. And we didn't even jinx him.
Reminds me of Jim Senecropi when he was playing for St. Pat CYO years ago.
A great foul shooter.
Great foul shooter. So 47-34, Cougars of North Rose-Wolcott. 13 up with 6.5 to go. Panthers need a few shots in, and that didn't help the miss there. As all of a sudden, there's a cap on the bucket for the Panthers, and the Cougars can slow it down and eat up some of that time. And they're also enjoying a 13-point lead. Pass. What passes? Nice block by the Panthers.
Good recovery on defense.
Great block by Barber. Coming the other way. Counted. Nice play by the Panthers. That was a 4-point swing, Burke.
Yeah,
McCall.
Hoyt with a chance to finish down there, got blocked.
Right.
And McCall came back.
Very nice
game. I think
game.
McCall's got to be a little bit more aggressive. He seems to have a good ability to score inside. I'd like to see him take the ball to the rim a little bit more.
Yeah.
Cougars working it. Pendleton with the basketball. Coming up on the 5:50 mark of the fourth and final quarter. The lead is 11. Here's Norris. Gets it stolen by the Panthers. Going to the hoop. And up and no. Rebounded by the Panthers. Up and no. Geneva taps it. No. Taps it again. No. Oh, my. 4 or 5 whacks at it, Burke, and nothing would go through the net.
Yeah, good hustle. Just can't get to go down.
Yeah.
Well, Norris altered Tyson's shot just enough to make it a little bit of an off-balance shot. And so it was a good defensive play, but a good steal by Tyson off the point guard from North Rose.
As the Panthers only down 11, a bucket here would really help them out. Left side, out to the top. That's Barber. McCall throw it up, and he's going to
shot you want
foul.
out of him.
He does a good job getting in there.
You called it. That's going to be his game. You can see that from what we've seen today.
I believe they got Gerstner on that foul.
And he's really been pretty passive to me so far today. He needs to start taking this game over. He seems to have that kind of capability to get in the lane and draw some fouls and get to the line.
Shot is up, and it hits the back rim and comes out.
Now you just got to make them.
Yep. That's the key.
And he may be feeling out his role, with a new kid on the block.
Being a sophomore.
Being a sophomore as well.
47-36, North Rose-Wolcott leading, and he can't make a free throw. 0 for 2, but Panthers get it back. Layup too strong. Rebounded by North Rose-Wolcott. They had a chance there, not only on the free throws, but they had a layup opportunity, and they threw it up too strong.
That's, another big lost opportunity there.
2 shots.
5 minutes to play. The lead is 11. Driving it in, shoot it up, and score. And I believe that was Durham.
I think it was.
49-36, NRW, North Rose-Wolcott leading comfortably with under 5 to play. Panthers need a couple of threes. Shot in the air, does not go. Can't buy one at a dollar store. Norris, the all-purpose player for the Cougars, takes it across midcourt and will take some time out.
Yeah, and looking at this game, I don't think Coach Miller's too disappointed from the defensive standpoint, but they just can't buy a basket. Need somebody to step up and score some buckets.
Timeout by the coach, Brian Hoyt, and that will give us an opportunity to plug a few of our great sponsors. Hey, by the way, if you're serving great lunches daily, I know a place that does. That's good old Red's downtown. Awesome daily specials, soup, and the best sandwiches in town. Visit menshalloffame.com for the full menu. Also, Ferrara Lumber has been a fixture in Seneca Falls since 1959. Start planning your next kitchen or bath remodeling project at ferraralumber.com. Finger Lakes Construction is the #1 post-frame builder in New York State, providing complete building packages for a wide range of construction, including personal garages, commercial, office complexes, municipal, agricultural, pole barns, and more. Visit them online at fingerlakesconstruction.com. I know I've said it many times today. We'll say it as many times as we do these broadcasts. Without sponsors like this, without Generations Bank and Rodney Littlejohn and FLCC and the rest of all of our great sponsors, these broadcasts would be dark. We wouldn't be here. So thank them. We thank them from the bottom of our hearts for their great support. And if you would like to be a sponsor of any of these webcasts and you're not signed up yet, contact us at fingerlakes1.com, and I'm sure Jimmy Senacropi will work out a package for you that would suit your needs. We could always use more sponsors. Never get enough. Inbound pass with 4:14 remaining in this one, and the lead is 13.
Oh, Tyson's
stolen by Tyson for Geneva, coming down, and I don't know. It's almost like he's trying to do a Magic Johnson slam or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
looked like the form
a little bit out of
little
control
off.
there. Kind of got bailed out with a foul.
Right.
I would just, let him go a little
I
bit
think
there.
he took off a little bit too early
Right.
in anticipation of somebody moving in on him. So
49-36 with a little over 4 minutes to go. Again, our plan is to have a post-game show. We'll pick somebody to come over and talk to, and then we'll get Verk and Mike's comments about the first two games. Then we'll take a break and sign off for a bit, and we'll be back on the air around 5:30 for Game 3, which will be Midlakes and Lyons, followed by the nightcap, Mynderse Academy versus Clyde-Savannah. Shot by Tyson is no good on the first. 1 out of 2. The lead is 12, I believe.
I
They
think
didn't
you're
change
right.
it. They got it still at 36. I thought it should be 37, but then again, almost. Didn't they?
Oh, a
pass
nice
up and nice
defensive
steal.
play.
Nice steal by McCall. Yeah, okay, they were a little late on the scorekeeping. 49-39. Pass down, layup for the Cougars.
Oh.
Got it. Bucket by the likes of young man Elijah Durham. 51-39, 3.5 to go. Geneva needs to make some threes, and they need to do it in a hurry. Here's a bomb from way outside. Hits the back of the rim. Saved by the Panthers. Driving in, laying up.
And
yes. Timeout, Geneva. 51-41. Panthers never say die, Verk.
Yeah, they're not giving up. They're going to come out and press the rest of this game and look for some turnovers.
Hey, Thompson Health Urgent Care Center in Farmington provides acute illness and injury care in a welcoming environment with doctors, nurse practitioners, and physician assistants whose goal is to get you treated promptly and courteously so you can get back to enjoying your life. Learn more at thompsonhealth.com. And by Dr. Littlejohn and his outstanding orthodontic team, they share a common goal to ensure the overall wellness of each of their patients through their orthodontic care. They utilize the latest technological advances, including Invisalign and Excellident. Check out their website at littlejohnortho.com and stay tuned after tonight's broadcast for the Dr. Rod Littlejohn Smiles and Style post-game show. That's coming up in a little bit. I'll tell you when it's coming up in 3 minutes and 25 seconds. As we await the outcome of this one, Geneva's still got time, Mike, but they need a couple of buckets and need them in a hurry.
There's plenty of time left. They're going to need, as Matt said, they need some quick turnovers, and they need to push the ball to the basket. Their game is obviously not going to be shooting from the outside, at least not tonight. I think he got away with the travel.
As the Cougars now try to take some air out of the basketball. Oh, wow.
Yeah, hand check.
Unbelievable. I don't like that rule. Just pitter-patter touching him, Verk. They've changed that, and that, as you said, that's a new rule with a hand check.
Yeah, I thought that was a foul there. He definitely, he nudged him a little bit.
Wow.
They're trying to get two hands is what they're looking at.
All right. Gerstner makes the free throw.
Coach Miller was not happy with that call at all. He kind of felt like Coach Hoyt's complaining kind of earned him that call.
Yeah, and probably did.
Coach Hoyt's wanted that call all game.
Gerstner made the first. We'll try for a second one. Shot is in the air and not it. Going to be. Rebound Norris. Lay it up and in.
Play.
That could be the Hasta Valista, baby, on that one. Got the easy rebound, and then Norris puts it in for a three-point effort by North Rose-Wolcott. They extend their lead to 13 with under 3 to play. Panthers stop and pop. Good. Nice shot. Shot by Marquand Ross.
Geneva making the tougher shots.
Yeah.
You can't hit the wide open one.
There you go. Pass underneath the Norris. Could give it away. Does. Give it up. No foul call. Rebound it. North Rose. Lay it up. No. Rebound it. North Rose. And it's still going to be with North Rose. It just seems like the ball seems to be bouncing in the hands of the green donned individuals from North Rose-Wolcott.
They're just a little stronger, a little bit bigger.
Pass comes in. Shot is up and good.
There he goes.
There you go. The shot is up by Garrett Hoyt.
And 5, I think, on Ross.
Unorthodox shot. And that was on Ross?
I think so, yeah. I think that's his 5th.
Marquand Ross is fouled out of the game. Coming in for Geneva High, Isaiah Richardson. Another team has just arrived. Shot is in the air and good. Three-point play.
Three-point play by Hoyt.
57-43. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in this one. Geneva tried vainly today, folks, but it just seemed like they had a spurt and then they lost it. Then North Rose would capitalize. Verk, zap for 6 points.
Yeah,
they weren't able to answer.
I think the story of the game is Geneva just couldn't really score the ball. Their defense was fine, but they got 43 points with 2 minutes to go in the game. You're not going to win too many games like that.
Shot is in the air and in the bucket by Geneva's Noah Barber. Noah eyes the bucket and shoots and scores. 57-45, North Rose-Wolcott by 12. 2 minutes, 18 seconds to go. Pass taken away by the Panthers. Shot in the air, doesn't go. Tapped up, no. Tapped up, yes.
Stuck with it.
And the Panthers close to within 10. Hey, hang out of that chocolate soda at home. Don't let it spill over you. We still got a game. 10-point margin with 2:12 remaining. Well, we talked about Mynderse, Clyde-Savannah playing in the nightcap tonight, and also the likes of Midlakes Lyons coming up after this one. Just a quick glance. I know Jimmy had it up earlier. After tonight's quadruple, we'll be in action again on December 1st. That's a Tuesday. There it is. You ask for something in this world, you get it. Red Creek at Lyons at the Atwood Gym in Lyons. That'll be on December 1 at 7:30. We'll go on the air a little bit after 7, I trust. And that'll be on December 1st. And then December 8th, it'll be Penyan traveling to take on the Newark Reds. And then, of course, on December 9th, it'll be Mynderse Academy traveling to Geneva for
girls
and boys action, which will be quite exciting. I'm not sure if I'm working that game or not. If I'm not, I'll still be there watching my granddaughter, Izzy, a senior at Geneva High. How time flies. And she's a cheerleader up there, and I'll be there one way or the other. So, no, I think I have the night off. Or do I have the night off?
Both Mynderse teams should do real well. Coach Anderson's girls have a strong squad as well.
Yeah, they've always struggled in the league a little bit and done well in sectionals last few years, and I look for them to be up at the top of that girls division this year.
Oh yeah.
Got a nice team coming back, and Coach Anderson does a tremendous job with them. Very disciplined team, and they got the big girl inside, Heidi Miller, and she should be a real force this year.
1:53 remaining. The lead is 10. Geneva needs a couple of quick stops and a couple of threes.
Geneva needs to pressure the ball. They can't just let them run offense here.
Just clicking away. You're 10 points down. If nothing else, you got to make
Here's
some
Norris
fouls.
to the hoop and a foul.
He could have saved about 25 seconds there.
So the foul is going against Geneva High, and the lead is still 10, and Mr. Norris is going to try to change it to more than that. Shot is up and good.
Well, he found his form. The form was there. The shot started to drop from the first quarter.
Yeah, he's hit a bunch in a row now from the line. I think he's 7 for 7 this half.
Yeah, well over 20 points.
Tyler, good looking form. Shot is up and good. Now the lead is 12 with 1:40 remaining. As the Panthers working the basketball, down by 12. Need some shots to go. Too long, rebounded by the Green Cougars. Taken back by Geneva High, no scoring, and the Cougars come away with it. The Cougars in control of this one, up by 12 with 1:12 remaining. Tyler Norris, behind the back dribble, almost got it taken away. Still maintains,
Nice
good lead
pass.
pass in the bucket. Beautiful pass. This kid is very impressive.
Yeah, we talked about earlier, he does a little bit of everything.
Here come the Panthers on a score.
Good drive by Jamar.
He's going to be a good player for Geneva. He's done some nice things tonight. He's under control. He's shown ability to score.
Pass down, layup, hand it off to a buddy, lay it up and in.
Good non-selfish pass.
Yeah, North Rose is,
Bucket by Hoyt.
They
Nice
don't care
pass.
who scores the bucket. They
Right.
make a lot of good passes. They always make the right pass. Whoa.
Good help. That was a nice pass by Durham to Hoyt. Could have went for the easy bucket, but gave it to his teammate for the easy two.
Here's
And
a replay
we're
of
going to
it.
see that. Here it comes.
Nice
Down,
little flip
pass
pass.
back, layup. I think an aging Harold Weber could have made that layup, Mike, if you'd have passed it to me.
I don't know about
He
that,
wouldn't have
Harold.
passed it to you. So.
It's a non-issue, Harold.
Well, let's just dream that you did pass it to me.
Then
I
you
think
could
I
have
could have
made
made
it.
that.
I think so.
I know Verk would have passed it to me, but I don't know
Yes.
about you. It's a cruel
Good
world we
game.
live in.
It is a cruel world.
It is.
With the FL1 Sports team.
Oh, it is. Well, Jimmy Senecropi working with Brad Connor and the likes of KK, Kevin Korzaneski, in games 3 and 4, and our talented camera crew on duty, Jeremy and Jason Hunt, who've done a great job as usual. Ball out of bounds. It'll be Geneva with 26 ticks left in this one. As the Panthers, hey, they were game today. They just saw too much from the North Rose-Wolcott. They're as good as I was told they would be. They have not disappointed. Shot by the Panthers from left side will not go. That's kind of the way the day's gone. They had an open shot, Verk, nothing could be contested. It hit the rim and spilled out.
Yeah,
Under 7 seconds.
Just really, they didn't hit their jump shots, didn't make too many threes, and North Rose coming out
And
with
this
a nice,
is going
nice
to be
early season
it.
win.
Final score. So, folks, as the North Rose-Wolcott Cougars get a nice round of applause from their fans over there and across the way from us, and they deserved it, and they played outstanding basketball. So we'll be coming up with our final score, folks, here today. 63-49, North Rose-Wolcott beating the Geneva High Panthers in Game 2. We'll take a commercial break, come back with our post-game show, the Dr. Rodney Littlejohn post-game show coming up. Tonight's live broadcast of Section 5 High School Basketball is brought to you by Generations Bank. Federal loans not enough to cover your college education? Learn about the private student loans available through Generations Bank at mygenbank.com. By Finger Lakes Community College. Thinking about life after high school? Get your degree at Finger Lakes Community College. Dr. Rod Littlejohn Orthodontics, celebrating over 30 years of smiles with style and proud to support our area high school athletes. UR Medicine and Thompson Health, medicine of the highest order. Dobbins Pharmacy, serving their customers in downtown Lyons for over 50 years and 3 generations. By Finger Lakes Partners Insurance, with offices in Geneva, Victor, and Waterloo. Trust someone who lives in your community. Ferrara Lumber and Building Supplies. Plan your next kitchen or bathroom remodeling project at ferraralumber.com. By the Newark Pilots and Geneva Red Wings of the Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League. Penny's Place Family Restaurant. Large portions and home-cooked meals in the Liberty Plaza between Seneca Falls and Waterloo. By Jimmer's Auto and Stevers Garage. Late model cars, trucks, and minivans on Fall Street in Seneca Falls. By Finger Lakes Construction. Building structures for a wide range of applications with state-of-the-art design and flawless execution since 1969. Bread's Place. Great lunches served daily in downtown Seneca Falls and $1 tacos every Monday night. And FingerLakes1.com digital marketing. Building, maintaining, and hosting great websites for local businesses since 1999.
Yeah.
He had a good game.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at courtside at the New York Chiropractic College. Harold Weber. We certainly have enjoyed the first 2 games. Just to recap, got a couple of fine players joining me here at the broadcast table. And, of course, the first game found the Southern Cayuga Chiefs besting South Seneca Falcons 69-53. And in a game just completed, North Rose-Wolcott Cougars 63-49 over to Geneva High Panthers. To my left, Garrett Hoyt, and to my right, Tyler Norris. Gentlemen, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's start, Garrett, with yourself. How'd you think the game went? Ebb and flow. I had not seen you guys last year when our broadcast on Finger Lakes 1. I was not able to make the game. I'd heard you guys were going to be tough this year, and you lived up to my expectations. You guys played pretty flawless basketball.
Thanks. We played extremely well today. Geneva's very good, and I thought holding them to 49 points and 22 at the half, we did a very good job.
You know, you saw Geneva. They lost a lot through graduation, as schools obviously do. But, you know, it seemed like you guys would allow them to get back into it, maybe 6-8 out. But, Tyler, all of a sudden you guys would do a 4-0 or 6-0 run, and good night, Irene. You'd go back to double digits.
Yeah, they play quick, and we knew that we didn't want to let them get too close because, you know, we might have some trouble if they get too close with how quick they get up the floor, and it was good that we kept that comfortable lead.
Now, leading the, I'm sure the papers are going to announce that when the Finger Lakes Times does their preseason wrap-up, looking at all the teams. I've heard during the last several weeks about watch out for the Cougars and North Rose-Wolcott. It's their year. You guys are going to make a signature statement. Do you think about that? Or I know it's hard to get yourself pumped up to think about the media saying you're going to be good. You got to go out and prove it every night.
Yeah.
Is that the attitude you're taking?
Yeah, we know that we have a pretty good team, and everyone. Wayne County's always good. Like Clyde's good, Lyons good. We got to play every day. Like every night, we have to come out and play the best because we can lose. We're not undefeated. Well, we're not amazing. Like we have some holes in our team, but we try to play well enough.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I would say as nice as it is to be the top dog, it puts a little pressure on you because we've never been in this position before, and we've always kind of felt that underdog. But yeah, we definitely feel the pressure, and hopefully we can live up to the standards too, and come out, play hard every night, and hopefully add another win to our record each night.
Garrett, you're the son of the coach.
Yeah.
How does that work out? Any arguments at home? Can you tell us the truth on Finger Lakes 1?
We not at home because it's usually during practice, so we don't talk to each other at home.
I thought maybe you were having meatloaf or salad or something like that. You might have a comment to Dad.
A lot of quiet dinners.
Depends how you're playing, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say it's got to be tough. You always want to meet the expectations of your parents, but it's got to be tough, especially if you have a bad game.
Yeah.
And look across, see good old Dad there.
Yeah. Today, I didn't think I played particularly well, but Elijah Durham, the big man, stepped up, had 16 points, and when we go into games, not everyone's going to be, oh yeah, Elijah Durham, that's who we got to stop. Jake Stevenson, Elijah took Jake Stevenson's spot, and hopefully he can run with that.
Yeah, and everyone looks at, who puts the ball in the hoop, but, really the big difference maker for us is our defense and how well we play help defense, and, the little dirty work is the game changer, really. So.
Well, Tyler, I've been doing basketball games on the radio. Now I obviously do it on the internet. But I got to give you credit, having never met you before. Your form is phenomenal. You glide to the basket, and your free throw form is second to none that I've seen. You've obviously worked on that for many years.
I have, yeah. I've been playing since third grade. My dad is a youth basketball coach, and that's a big help when you get started young. A lot of credit to my dad because, he taught me when I was young my form and just try to run with it, So I appreciate that, and I'll still keep working on it. You can always get better.
Garrett Hoyt, along with Tyler Norris, joining us here on the postgame show. A couple of quick questions. Who's your favorite college basketball team?
I would have to say Syracuse, but my dad's an alumni from Cornell, Big Red, so I keep track of them too. So.
How about you, Garrett?
Syracuse.
Syracuse. I tell you what, they look pretty good beating Connecticut and Texas A&M. So, you guys follow college football?
A little bit. Not as much as basketball, but a little bit. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Well, guys, thanks for spending some time in the post game for us. Continued success.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
Continued success and good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
Garrett Hoyt, along with the likes of Tyler Norris, joining us here on the post game show here on Finger Lakes 1. We thank them very much for joining us. And with that, let's recap what we've seen the first two games of a quadruple header. A reminder, if you're checking us out right now, join us again around 5:30 because we'll be back for Game 3, which will be Midlakes against Lyons. Zach Young of the Lions taking on Midlakes Screaming Eagles, and then the nightcap, Mynderse Academy taking on the Golden Eagles of Clyde-Savannah. Once again, folks, recapping for our viewers, if you missed it, South Seneca loses the first game to hot shooting Southern Cayuga Chief game 69-53. And in the nightcap, just completed, these two guys amongst their pals were victorious in knocking off Geneva. Final score 63-49. So speaking for our entire broadcast team, we'll be back around 5:30. Speaking for Garrett Hoyt, along with our good friend here, Tyler Norris, we bid you farewell. Join us around 5:30 when we come back on the air.